Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Cobbler's Story, also known as City Dwarves. How are my favorite players in the world doing today?
So good.
Pretty okay.
Good.
Ready to cobble.
Good, good. Well, without any ado, let us hop in. Where last we left our party, I do believe we were about to level up.
Oh,
Level 2.
Oh, I'm so glad that we
Level
waited
2.
till now to do this because I would have forgotten totally.
So, let's put on some light leveling up background music and figure out what it
Amazing.
is that we're gonna do. So let's start with this right here. And I think the very first part of leveling up is going to be rolling hit points, because you're gonna get class features, you're gonna get all this stuff, but the hit points are where all the fun really is, right? Right? I see that
As the
look.
barbarian, yes.
I see that look, Anna. I know what that
Anytime
is.
we have to roll for anything, there's. I mean, you remember what happened last week? I hope someone clipped that. I should go back and look.
We just can't hype it up.
It was
Like-
so good.
That was our fault. That was not you. You're doing so good this game.
If anyone didn't watch last week, basically what happened is I had like the world's smallest hot streak, which seems like a big deal when it's me because I don't roll well ever. And so we decided to have me make a group roll, which you should never do. And there was a whole big to-do about it, and everyone blessed it, and then I rolled a 1. Obviously.
So
The dice are hilarious. Like it's not.
I know people are always like, no, dice are always random. You're just seeing what you want to see in it. Look, I've been doing this now like, what, a decade?
a decade.
Nah, it's not random, man. Some people
Yeah.
have luck, some people don't. I've had to fight for everything in my life. I didn't get anything by luck.
You've earned every bit of success.
Every single piece. Here's
now with
me,
that-
the asterisk acknowledging my privilege. Don't take me seriously. Thank you. Bye.
And now with that nice long speech, let's roll some HP
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I roll?
Well, let's take a look at your character sheet. You are a bard, so your base hit die
Roll
is
a
a D8, but you have high con. You got 16 con, and you are, I do believe, a fancy pantsy. No, it's not that one. One of these dwarven things gives you extra hit points, I think. Is it
Dwarven
dwarven?
resilience. You have advantage on saving throws against poison.
No. Some hill dwarf? Is it the hill dwarf thing? Maybe it's not on your character sheet. I thought it was there.
It is not.
Dwarven toughness. Your hit point increases by 1 every time you gain a level. It's not on your
Ooh.
character sheet. So
I
you're
get a
actually going to be
+1.
rolling a D8 plus 1 for being a hill dwarf and 3 for high con. D8 plus 4.
Ooh, okay. There's the. Whoa!
And then it's going to be 1 on top of that from the dwarven resilience or dwarven toughness. That's 10 actually.
She strikes again!
Ooh, she's back.
Let's
She's
make her roll for our
back!
full party.
Ah!
All right.
All right.
Did that automatically add it?
It did
No,
not.
I have to add it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This should bring you to 22. If I can
Yeah.
any math.
Look at her go.
All right. Next up is going to be Bouldara. Now, you can just roll that hit die off your character sheet, or you can roll a d12 plus 4 because you're the same situation.
Plus 4. Let's go. Boom.
Oh my god. That brings you to 30 hit points. That is extremely good.
She's beefy.
Okay.
We like her.
All right, and with the whole party having rolled HP, it's time to move on to
No.
leveling up. Sorry.
No.
Pebble,
Good try.
Cobblefeet.
Yes. please.
You only have 15 constitution, so for you it's just going to be D8 plus 3, but you got it.
Okay. Oh, it's not
Very
bad.
good as well.
We might have missed our last roll last episode, but we have lots of HP to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
The dice feel bad for us.
Worth it. Worth it.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. All right, so that will bring you to 21, I believe. And I should probably update our overlays to reflect your new hit points. Now, while I am updating the overlays, why don't we go through the classes in the same order, and you can tell us what you got for your new class. So starting with Anna, what does Bard get at level 2?
Oh, Anna, you're muted, I think.
Whoops. I said I'm trying to remember how to do this in Roll20, and I can't.
Well, there's not much to... Well, actually, there's a little bit to do. You see that little circle with the eye that says compendium when you mouse over it? If you type in the abilities that you get, you can drag and drop them to your character sheet. But that's about all there is to do, other than...
Okay. I
guess
thought
you could
that there
change
was
your
like a
level.
character sheet thing.
Oh, there is an auto level up character mancer, but I despise it, and so
Then
I've
I shall
turned it
not
off.
use it.
Yeah.
All right. At level 2, proficiency bonus is the same. I get Jack of all trades, which means I can add half of my proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability check you make that doesn't already include your proficiency bonus. Ooh, I didn't know about that.
Very nice.
So I guess I just have to do that mentally, right? There's no way to do that on a character sheet.
Actually, there is. If you go to the gear icon on your character sheet, you'll see like 100 million options. It's
Okay.
like right next to the spells section.
Yeah, I see that.
And then somewhere should be Jack of all trades. Maybe if you scroll down like the skill zone or something, should be like a little checkbox. I'm guessing.
Is there, so you mean the gear icon next to spells on the far
Yeah.
right?
If you scroll down in the middle column, there's like a skills option thing, and there should be
Aha,
a
checkbox.
checkbox.
I see it.
Yeah.
And then at second level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest. If you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points by spending hit dice at the end of a short rest, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
That's pretty solid.
So anytime we take a short rest, I got to play you a song, and then you get another d6.
And for our purposes, a short rest is every night that you go to sleep.
Okay.
So if you just sing your sisters a little lullaby or whatever it is, some sort of inspiring song, you should be good to go.
And that's just one I got to remember, right?
Yeah, you got to remember that one.
Okay. And then my spells, I know 5 spells now and can have 3 prepared. It looks
Yes. Yes. That means you gain a spell, and then you can replace an old spell if you want when you level 2. I think that's a thing.
Oh, and it automatically made my spell slots level up. Cool.
Yeah. Each of these spells, when you gain level, you can choose one of your bard spells you know and replace it with another. Cool.
So I just add a spell.
Add a spell.
Cool.
Excellent.
I guess there's no way, like, it doesn't show me all of the spells that are available to me. I need to, like, go into the player manual, right?
I have a super secret list of all the bard spells that I will link you, so you don't have to worry about that.
Thank you. Wow, I have been hobbled by my continued use of D&D Beyond.
You are this name. Huzzah. There you go. All right, next
very much.
player. I do believe that's Rachel. What do you get for leveling up as a barbarian?
So I try to follow along with those instructions, and I hit my little gear next to my spells, and then I lost where I can input my level up.
Do you want to go to the gear above that for your... Actually, you're already barbarian too. It already says
I just wrote a 2 in there. Did that do it? No.
Great
No.
try.
And
Excellent
barbarian.
attempt. There, it says level 2 right there.
I just...
Oh, no, that is the right thing. Okay, no. You know, that was the right thing. Sorry, I thought you put it next to your class.
Imagine.
I thought you just like wrote barbarian 2 instead of... Yeah, no, that's it. That's level 2. Done. But you should get some abilities as a barbarian. Do you know what those are?
No.
Well, you're gonna get, since I've already updated these other things, you're gonna get Reckless Attack. This
Love it.
is an ability that you can choose. It's on your character sheet now. If you scroll down, you can hit the little text thing and put it into chat. So whenever you want, you can decide to attack with advantage, but you're gonna be doing it recklessly, so everybody else gets to attack you with advantage. Pretty great. And I think it also gives you attack rolls with strength. Yeah, just attack rolls with strength. So if you ever want to be sure to hit your enemy and throw all caution to the wind, that's for you. The next thing you're going to get is Danger Sense, which...
just get cooler and cooler.
I know. It's hard, but you're somehow managing it.
Put it in the songs.
You gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. So as long as you you can see a fireball coming towards you, you got advantage to dodge out of the way of fireballs. Or if someone's going to, if there's like a trap then with an axe swinging towards your face, you've got advantage on ducking out of the way.
Is this outside of combat as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a horse is gonna kick me or something, or
absolute. Well,
a demon's gonna get in our shoe shop.
If it's an attack roll, no. But if it's a saving throw, yes. So there's a little bit going on.
I sees it.
All right. And last but not least, we have, what was her name again? Pebbles?
Pebble, no S.
Pebble.
Cobblefeet.
Sorry, I should stop doing this, but it's too fun.
No, it's
Pebble.
okay.
What do you get? Do you know?
Monk, level 2. I go to 31 hit points. What? I get... No?
31?
It seems like it. I input 7 HP manually in the roll.
You were at 11 before.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Oh, wow. You have a whole thing going on, don't you?
I don't know.
What have you done?
I don't know. I've done nothing. Okay,
what have you done?
I've done nothing. I tried to level up. What have I done? I'm like mid-level up.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
But I mean, how much am I supposed to have total? I can drop the hit points.
You should have 21 total.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We're just going to
I'm just
cancel.
gonna...
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna close this and refresh and try again.
Yeah. That was fun. Oh, Pebble. Aren't you supposed to be the nerdy one?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm trying again. I have the right hit points.
Yes.
21.
Yes.
The right level.
Yes.
I guess I can add 2 key resource.
Yes. To the resource. Yeah, and then you can label it.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I guess
say.
class resource is okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do I still need to add my full level up? Because it seems like it's been...
well, you're going to get unarmored movement is your other ability that you get. So your speeds go from 20 to 30. You are now a very fast dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And
fast.
what can you do with your key points? Are you familiar with those abilities yet?
No.
Oh, okay. You get all sorts of fun stuff. The first thing you get is an ability called Flurry of Blows. So immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point and make 2 unarmored strikes as a bonus action. So whenever you're attacking something, if you want, you can just spend key points and make more attacks.
So instead of 1, I get 2.
Instead of 1, you get
1.
3.
Whoa, 2
it's
more.
2 more attacks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's more than 1 more.
Yes. Of blows. And I will add some text for that in just a moment. The next thing you get is Patient Defense. key patient defense. You can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. So dodge means attacks against you have disadvantage. So if you're ever in a situation, you can normally like dodge as an action, but if you want to attack something and then do your flurry of blows and get 3 attacks in, but you're a little bit scared, you can then take patient actually it's a bonus action, so you can't do it with flurry of blows, but you can make your regular attack and then bonus action dodge if you want. And the last thing you get is Step of the Wind, where you can spend 1 key point to take the dash or disengage action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled. So if you need to run away, you can do that. So essentially, your key points give you more attack, better defense, or better run away on your turn if you want. And your bonus speed only happens when you're not wearing armor or a shield, which
I'm not, right?
You're never doing, yeah, so you're good.
Okay.
Okay, well then, that will level us up for that, and let's get back to what we were doing. Where did we leave off? What was that one that you rolled, Anna, that was so important to the advancement of the party?
I've blocked it from my mind, Neil. Never gonna think of it again.
You were writing
I
a
don't
letter to a money lender.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was a bad letter. It was such a bad letter. You handed it off to your sister, and she said, "No, we have to go see them in person."
Thank goodness for that, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And why are we going to a money lender, Rachel?
We're going to a moneylender actually for brilliant reasons, because we might owe this moneylender some money ourselves. But part of the way that we're going to get back on this moneylender's good side is maybe by starting a little bit of a business where we sell very expensive things and then suggest to the thirsty people who are trying to overspend on our product where they could perhaps get more money at a very reasonable rate and from a very reasonable person. So we have convinced one of the bards that they need some shoes. I believe topaz-belled shoes.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is topaz, very expensive.
Very expensive.
So, yeah, they're going to need to pay us up front, and they don't really have that kind of money. So we're going to help them by hooking them up with a moneylender.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to have to go see this loan shark, this money lender in person. And you know where you can find them. You know that you got to make it a request to see them in advance because they've got to arrange their things. And it's not always going to be, super straightforward and easy to spot them and, or to get a meeting with them. So it's going to take a little time to set up. Yeah. Yeah.
And this was our parents that had the initial relationship with the loan shark, or is this something that we as sisters did?
This is something that you did when your parents died, and then your shop was ransacked, and you ran out of money, and you had to get some money just to rebuild the shop, and it was all a mess.
So we've all been to see the land shark, right?
You've seen the land shark. Yes.
Land shark, loan shark.
Yes.
Which brings me to my next concern by way of Freudian slip. Not a shark, right, Neil?
Not a shark. Well, yeah.
This is the 4th or 5th time you explained this to Bouldara, but she's still a little wary.
All right. So we're going to just skip ahead a few days' time. Because there's not much to do, right? You've got a couple of repairs coming in. Proton's going to come over and fix some things with you guys one evening. All the repairs go pretty easily. You can, send those back out the next day to get repair or to bring in some money, which I do believe will bring you 5 gold pieces total. So whoever's the money holder for the party can add 5 gold to the character sheet.
I also
holds the money.
Believe my sisters were discussing adding some sort of tipping prompt to our interaction purposes as we're delivering.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Like 20%.
I think it's just like
inflation.
Anna, what does it do?
You know how when you are paying at the coffee shop and you didn't intend to tip at all, but then it's before you're finished paying, would you like to add a 20% tip? And then you're like, oh, of course, I'm a generous person, and you do. Mm-hmm. We do the written medieval equivalent of that, where it's I'm marking down that you've paid, thank you so much. Before I mark down your total, would you like to add a gratuity to that? the customary is 20%.
At which point I, Bouldara, would turn with my giant shoe distribution thing, and there's like kind of like a little open drawer that we've painted to say tips, and it's pre-stuffed with gold and silver. I put it in there this morning to show that other people are quite generous.
Got it. Well, let's face of the operation. Why don't you give me a persuasion check to see if you can, persuade anyone to give you any tips. You are the face of the operation, are you not?
You're on a roll. Let's go.
All right.
That's really good. Yeah.
It didn't show up on my screen. So what was it? There we go.
21.
21. Nice. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm so persuasive.
So that's going to be 11% tip on top of that. So 5 another 5 silver on top of it.
Nice. Bought us some drinks. I have
And
a question.
goodwill mentally, right?
Yes.
Ben Franklin favorite thing.
Yes. I have a question. It's been a few days. I'm not super familiar with how we're doing rests. Do I gain my spell slots back?
So after a week of downtime, you gain your spell slots back. You did just level, so you can I think you've cast 1 leveled spell slot, so you'll be at 2 leveled spell slots right now. And this is like still within that week of downtime before you get your full rest.
So I have 2 slots remaining.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, party, the day has finally come to go speak with our moneylender friend. And we will be here in his money lending house. Now, this is underground. This, where's my tool? This staircase over here, if you can see what I'm pointing at, leads you upstairs and out of the underground area. There's a door here that leads into something. You're not sure what's behind this door. And there's a door back here behind this big, ugly, nasty looking guy. I'll move him for just a moment so you can kind of see that there's a doorway there. And then, this is the doorway out and over here. So you just come down the stairs, you pass a door on your left, you go to the end of the hall where there's like a goon hanging out, keeping an eye on things. He'll like knock on the door and let the boss know that you can come on in. And here is our money lender friend, is maybe not quite the right word. He's a rather large, plump gentleman with a purple cloak that he always wears around him, and a little pouch of money that he keeps on his desk with gold coins spilling out. And on either side, he's flanked by these rather large, brutish-looking half-orc folks with these big clubs, and they're quite mean and nasty and whatnot.
For a second, I thought you were demonstrating that being the actual
Same.
size. And I was like, no.
Same. I was like, why you're huge? We're so small.
I'm just letting you see their faces. And for all you know, there could be 1,000 more goons behind this door, or 100,000 more goons down this door. And upstairs, there's definitely, this is an operation. There's a lot of money at stake here. So what you see before you is definitely not the extent of your mysterious loan shark's power. But into the room the party is led, and the unnamed loan shark sits easily in his chair and looks across the table, and he says, Cobblefeet, it is so good of you to come. There is much business I hear we have to attend to, no? You were here for something special?
Well, with you, it's always special. What's his name? I know his name, right?
No, you don't know his name. He's
What?
always
We
kept
don't?
his name secret. And you think he's probably like a noble person who's like doing some sketchy money lending on the side. And his name has like never been mentioned by any of his loan sharks, his goons. It's always been like the boss will see you now or something like that. But his name, he keeps it secret.
So we only
Sure.
so Pat, Barbara, and Quincy are just the sidekicks.
Yeah. They're
Yes.
like just the collectors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you.
It's always such a pleasure to see you two. Thank you so much for sending Pat, Quincy, and Barbara by. Always a pleasure to see them. Really, yeah. And sorry, above game, I'm trying to get straight. we were supposed to talk to him about warning
Roy
him
Boy.
that Roy Boy is Roy Boy. No, the
Guy.
other one. Not
Guy.
Roy Boy. Guy is coming and is going to ask for a loan.
Yeah, you got to
And
make
we're
the
tr-
introductions
yeah.
there. Mm-hmm.
And
He sent
Yeah.
him.
yeah, we sent him and that like you're welcome kinda.
Mm-hmm.
And then also that we're looking for topaz to make these boots.
Right.
These shoes. Okay. So, I say we just wanted to give you a heads up. We know that making a new introduction is a sensitive thing. We sent someone your way because we know that your ability to lend money is unmatched, and this person is someone I believe you would really enjoy doing business with, as they are highly motivated. We have sold them a very prestigious luxury pair of shoes, and they're going to need a little bit of a payment plan. So we just thought we'd let you know that we thought of you right away, sent them your way, and we hope that's something that you really enjoy.
Thank you for helping bring business my way. And I believe there was another matter before I speak out of turn.
Of course. Local business owners have to help each other out. The other little thing was just we're kind of we're on the market for some topaz, and you know, you're so good with money, we thought you just also might have all the connections we need to find the best gem dealers around.
Well, of course, a person like myself has access to many resources and tools and shiny little pretty things. I certainly can get you the pieces of topaz you need. I've spoken with this guy, and I have a pretty good idea of what you would need here.
We're also happy to like go fetch it. You know, we don't want to take more of your time than necessary. Certainly willing
bother
to do.
you.
Yeah, you know, just
No,
wondering if you could make us
no.
an introduction.
It's no problem at all. In fact, when I received your message that you were interested in some gemstones, and I spoke with Guy, and he told me all about the fabulous shoes that you were going to make for him. I put one and one together and came up with two. And he'll open a little drawer at his desk and pull out the pair
We're
of small
three. We're
topaz
three.
stones.
Wow, you got them all. Wow, you continue to impress. Already have the topaz. Incredible.
It's just a lot of favors you're asking me for all at once, and there are certain expenses that come with these things. You know, these pretty pieces of topaz weren't easy to get in a hurry. I mean, they required a little bit of effort, and the 3 favors you're asking for me are not nothing.
Which 3 favors?
Well, first off, the gemstones, obviously. Having me lend this fellow some money, which he's just going to pay back to you, which is essentially me giving you money and someone else taking the fall for it if they can't make ends meet. And the 3rd favor, which is this man needs to borrow quite a lot of money. And if he's going to pay it back, he's going to need high-class clientele, which is what you're going to need in order to sell these shoes and make them prosper. And you're going to need Guy to be introduced to the right sorts of people in society where he can make enough money to pay me back, and you can have your wares shown off. Is that not the sum of it?
I mean, arguably 2 and 3 could be a sub point of each other, but I mean, who am I to nitpick?
We could split hairs, we could not. These things, he says, sort of brushing away his finely done hair, can be arranged without too much problem. The problem is that this Guy fellow does not have a lot of what we call collateral. You know.
Yeah,
And
that does seem like a problem for Guy.
It is Guy's problem. Yes. Yes. And the three of you, it sounds like you will be finding a way to pay for this topaz fairly quickly.
Our our new business model, I'm sure you've heard about it. It is booming. It is just really taking the city by storm. So we're feeling pretty confident that as long as Guy has the capital to pay for the shoes, we will have the capital to pay for the topaz.
I think that's absolutely correct. You've done an excellent job of keeping on top of your interest thus far, and you have a nice house in a good part of town as collateral. I don't think there's any problem in extending this debt of 750 gold pieces to you for these topaz, which you expected this to be about 500. This is 50% more than you were expecting to pay for this. But he kind of continues smoothly. And I do believe that'll bring your current debt up to 1,250 with our current 2% interest rate every week. Comes up to 25 gold pieces a week, which I'm sure you can pay in no time. And as you pay down the principal, of course, the interest rates will drop over time. And it should be not a thing for you to accomplish this, but I just want to be clear on where we'll be standing.
Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We must have misread your connections, because when we asked you about the topaz, we thought you were the person in town who was gonna get the best prices with the best connections, and we could go, next town over to a gem seller, get these for 500. So if 750 is your price, then I'm so sorry. We're misinformed about your connections. No, nothing to be embarrassed about at all. Nothing.
No, I understand. And I do believe if you do head out to the next town over, you undoubtedly will find gem carvers and merchants and dealers, and undoubtedly when you go to them, you will find a small problem. You see, I have anticipated your production line to take the world by storm. I've heard Guy speak so highly of these magnificent shoes that I think they're going to do very well. And so I have made some efforts to put my hands in many pots and acquire many of the things you might find useful in the near future, and brought them here to my own lair, where I can sell them to you, and you don't have to travel. The roads are very dangerous. I hear there's a manticore cruising about around the city. So I've spared you the necessary trips and the gems you might need for your fabulous city-crushing production lines can all be found right here, he says, stroking the gemstones on his desk with like a dirty glee in his eyes.
That makes so much sense. So we'll just go ahead and come back as soon as Guy has the money to give us for the gemstones, and then we'll be all set. Thank you so much for your time. And then I's turn to walk out.
Sister, do you mind if I take a look at his gemstones really quick?
Of course.
Mr. Learnshock boss, sir, can I touch the rock real quick? Just take a look at these gemstones you're trying to sell us?
He takes a look to the guys on his sides, and they will like take a bit of a step forward, just to protect the gemstones. But then he waves a meaty hand your way, and you can walk up and take a look at them. But these two brutish half-orc fellows are standing nearby with these what are they? Two-handed clubs? Yeah, these big great clubs.
And the boss, do we know, is he like a human? Is he
He's a human.
Human?
Human, yeah. And you can see based on what he's wearing and the way you've seen him move and all these other things that like he's got 15 AC, he's got 27 hit points. That's not the most in the world. Okay. His goons next to him have like 12 AC and 32 hit points. Like you've got a good idea of what's going on the battlefield around you if things get nasty.
And just one more question before I do this check. Beard on this boss guy. Clean shaven, long, patchy. What are we talking?
I'm gonna have to take a look at the token. I do believe.
Roll for beard.
I do believe he's got a little goatee and mustache going on.
Okay, this changes everything.
That's straight up offensive.
Wow.
So the minute this loan shark starts to like, call on his goons, be a little threatening, I just look at them, whatever. And I stroke my beard, just very obviously. Like the way,
I stroke her beard.
Thanks.
Because mine's like so disappointing. Like, at least I'm not pretending.
I thumb your beard. I'm like, you're doing great, sis. Do these gems fall under stone cutting where I can make a check related to the origin of them?
I think. Can you put your stone cutting ability into chat for us?
Sure.
Yes, they absolutely do. That is a stone, and they are slightly worked. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, history check.
Mm-hmm.
And sisters, I'm gonna do this, but I'm also gonna show this around because my ultimate thesis here is I would like to know where they came from, and if we could just go mine them ourselves.
Yes, and you'll get your proficiency, double your proficiency bonus instead of your normal, and you're considered proficient. So we'll add 4 to that 12, which brings it to a 16. And you know what? This is definitely gnomish work. The very, very small etches on the side of the unfinished, but like clearly carved down out of its natural rock stones could only come from someone with like really small, tiny hands that can like chip away at this, and really tiny, small files. Dwarven stone cuts would have been like a little bit smoother and more precise. Humans might be, a little bit less perfectly angled, but the like lots of little tiny etches carving out every little section of possible gemstone, clearly gnomish work. And there's only so many gnomes in the city. None of them work with gemstones. You might know some places out of town where some gnomes live, where the stone could have been carved by. You have to check a couple places, but you've got some ideas.
Bouldara.
Go ahead. Can I look over her shoulder and also do a roll, or it's too much?
No, she could hand it to you, and then you could do a roll.
I would be showing you this work, and also
Okay.
I'm doing my best Adam Sandler from
So it's
Uncut
history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gems. Does this even look valuable, Peb? Is this? I don't want to. What do you think?
Trying to find history. Oh, here.
Oh
And then
my
it's
God.
double proficiency, you said?
So we'll add another 2 to that because you're already proficient in history. So that'll be a
24.
24.
So I'm like, actually.
Did you just actually? Amazing.
Oh, go for it. I meant like that. She goes actually, and then says the real
yeah.
information.
And then
Yeah, well, there are wood gnomes, there are tinker gnomes, there are rock gnomes. There's a whole bunch of different types of gnomes out there, and you're pretty certain, Proton is clearly a wood gnome, or a forest gnome, you might call them. The tinker gnomes are a little bit larger. This is that sort of the scale of the tools that we're working with and the size of the gemstone here leads you to believe that the creator of this one, the one who has carefully etched it away, is someone whose parents are mixed rock gnome and forest gnome. The forest gnomes are the smallest, rocks are sort of medium sized, tinker gnomes are the largest of the gnomes, that are still pretty small, and this is probably like half rock gnome, half wood gnome offspring, and there cannot be that many around. You don't know who it is by name, but if you just ask around for someone who matches that description, there's probably only like one family like that around, because the wood gnomes stay in the woods and the rock gnomes stay in the hills, and there's very little crossover. So you could find that with just a little bit of asking around town.
Okay. Okay, so I go, well, actually, blah, 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 rock gnomes, blah, 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 forest gnomes, and I explain to you everything.
That's very observant of you, little one. How'd you figure that out so fast?
I just know my history. Read a lot of books.
I see. I see. Well, he says, putting out his hand and looking a little grumpy. As I said, I've put my hands in all the pots. I've bought up the gems that you might need, knowing that you'll be looking for this. So this is the topaz available nearby, and if you want it, you can buy it here. He seemed a little annoyed. But, of course, you don't have to ever buy anything. Your free will is the god of chaos's gift to us all. So...
Yeah, Pebs, it was a history check, right? Because I've got to say, Topaz is a little last season. I mean, we were talking about Topaz bells for Guy, but we hadn't, sis, had we settled on Topaz? This is so embarrassing because you bought all this Topaz, Mr. Bosch, our lone guy, and I don't know if there's even a market for it's coming up on spring. It's the colors they're beautiful, but they're a little raw. I don't know, sisters. I'm a bit of an idiot here. Maybe it's just me.
Give me a deception check, Bouldara. Give me that.
Not really an idiot, right?
Oh, that's actually really good. You can see his face begin to sour, and before Lazuli can speak up, he's like, fine. I'm a reasonable man. There's a little much to offer. 600 for the topaz.
Like I said, we never intended to buy it today. We don't have the capital. If Guy doesn't buy the shoes, we don't need the topaz. So, I mean, that's great. Keep it for us for later. We'll be back.
Do you know how much that 100 G markup is? It's not much. That's ooh. It'll cost you more than that just to travel to the next town, I'm sure. Have to have someone watch your shop. Need traveling supplies. Maybe hire a carriage. Bodyguards. It's a dangerous road.
Whoa. Carriage and bodyguards?
Look, I'm saying, you mentioned Guy doesn't have collateral. If Guy doesn't have collateral and doesn't get a loan from you, and we got a loan from you for the topaz, and we don't have a buyer, we're not that stupid.
Okay.
So,
you are free to do as you please.
We'll be back as soon as we hear from Guy. Thanks for your business.
Yeah, puts his hands out for the rocks a little grumpily and puts them back in his drawer with a slamming shut.
Goodbye, little buddies. We'll see you later.
Be an understanding of the business we have to do to be able to pay you back. We are business ladies, sir, and it is all in our efforts to make sure that you are whole at the end of the day. So obviously we can't accrue extra debts, and we're gonna go work hard, I promise.
I'm sure you're good for your money, but please go your way. Have a nice day, dwarves.
Bouldara does not turn her back to him as she leaves.
Right. Sure enough, you can exit on out and make your way back to your home, where you can tell me what's the plan now.
I think Lazuli is probably just like grumpily kind of muttering like business owners and stuff. Like she's annoyed that that's how it went. But she'll kind of brush it off and be like, well, I guess we'll see what happens now. See if Guy comes back and wants to buy the shoes. We don't need the topaz till we have the order. So,
well, I mean, could also just go fetch some topaz now that we know where to go, ish.
that's true.
We
You wanna
know
do that?
to look for gnomes, parents, rock gnome, forest gnome together. Yeah, but maybe we could ask Proton.
Yeah.
Protoni. Protoni's a gnome, right?
I love how like I've started to have to fight that like Protoni accent. Because of Bouldara.
I've ruined you all.
I mean, it's the family accent apparently.
Small corner of Italy, 80 years
Yeah.
of existence.
Little do they
dwarf
know.
sisters.
The cradle of life was in Italy. The cradle of all dwarves.
Oh my god.
A lot of volcanoes. It's entirely plausible.
Yeah, there you go.
Did we happen to notice what kind of shoes the boss was wearing?
Ooh, good question.
Oh.
You didn't ask in the moment, so one of you roll me a perception check to see if you just happen to notice.
It's your idea. You should roll it.
Does any of us have high passive perception?
No.
Does that guy even wear shoes?
Oh my god, a 1.
Do I fall? Do I take damage? What happens?
I think your eyes were just on the gems and the shoes didn't cross your mind, and now you're like thinking back and you're imagining different shoes on his feet, even though you definitely didn't see them, and so you're like, was it this or was it this or what could we get him?
That's too bad. It was a really good idea. It's okay. So sisters, should we go investigate? Find some topaz?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
While we wait for Guy.
Absolutely down to do this, but I think we should arrange somebody to keep an eye on the shop, perhaps, if we head out, because that guy was sketchy as heck when we were leaving.
Good idea.
Should we ask Proton to do it?
Proton? But maybe also perhaps one of our rivals. That way, if something were to maybe happen to the shop, it would be extremely suspicious that they were involved in any way.
Maybe we should ask, what's her holy face?
Sister Helen?
Yeah.
Would be compelled by whoever she is a sister to do right by us, perhaps.
But isn't she the one that sent us the oily shoe? Isn't she the most dangerous cobbler in town?
Well, you're the one who said we should ask a rival.
Oh, we could ask my rival.
Oh.
She's the leader of the Cobblers Guild. She perhaps has the obligation to look out for all cobblers.
That seems like something that could be in bylaws somewhere.
Is there a larger authority that the guilds would have to report? Who's the alderman? Is that what it is?
That is what it is.
Wow.
And if you don't already have inspiration, take inspiration for knowing the word alderman. Well done.
I did, but thanks, Ken.
Dang.
Jesus.
Kingsbridge
The city does have sort of like a group of councilors that rotate every year that are elected, that would, in theory, like oversee the city, but where their authority ends is sort of nebulous. Like the real thing that they're in charge of is like making sure the walls are protected so that monsters don't come in and attack the town, and like arranging celebrations and festivals. And right now, like 80, 100 years into the beginning of the world, like that's all the power they have is city watch and festivals, and then whatever they can convince people in the moment that they have power over. So the guild, if you can convince the city council that they have power over the guild and convince the guild that the city council has power over them, you could do it. But like, you're gonna have to finagle the situation to your advantage.
This is why millennials didn't do politics.
I feel like convincing the town that they have control over the Cobblers Guild could be very advantageous for us, because if we're like excluded from it and they're being super shady, putting them under like a larger governing body that is not subject to the cobbler drama could be helpful.
And we'd befriend somebody from the city council prior to that moment.
Do we know anyone on city council?
Roll me a pure luck die.
Which is like just a d20?
Just a d20, yeah.
Wait, someone else roll it.
It has to be you.
You suggested
Pure
that.
luck? A pure luck die.
Uh-huh.
It has
Sure,
to be you.
fine.
If it's someone, I'm gonna die.
Yes, you do know somebody on the city council, actually.
Nice.
Believe it or not. One of your former clients, like they bought shoes from your parents when your parents were still alive, has recently been elected. They are an old male dwarf. It's an old man dwarf, whose name
Tony.
is Duster. Definitely not named after my compressed air can on my desk.
Made in Branchburg, New Jersey. Did you know that? Fine stuff comes from there.
Fine things. Cool. So Duster, I assume, like friend of our parents, longtime customer.
Long-time customer, but he stopped coming after, like, you know, your parents passed away, and then your job wasn't as good, and those rumors were spread around you. Like, you actually haven't seen him in a while. So contact, but like, who knows how good it is anymore.
So I feel like probably like the pity guilt trip is probably the best angle to take here, where like, you know, you supported our parents and now we're a struggling cobbler shop and we haven't seen you in a while and we'd really love to see you. And oh, by the way, did you know that the Cobblers Guild has been striking up their own force in town, and it seems like they don't think they're subject to any governance, and by the way, they're really mean and they won't let us play with them.
What's the goal of the conversation?
To ask him to tell us who governs the Cobblers Guild so that we can talk to them about our concerns. Being like, I'm trying to write it as though I'm sure that, of course, the city council already has control of this guild. I just need to know who to talk to because I have concerns. And also, by the way, we miss you. Come to our shop. We're trying our best.
Got it. Okay.
Work has improved. Can we send him some of?
Oh yeah,
samples.
I'll throw in a flyer about our new delivery program, and I'll tell him that business is going really well, and we hope he'll come by soon.
It includes quotes from customers such as "Thank you so much" and "Thanks" and "Bye."
Okay.
So
And,
clearly
looks
satisfied
good.
customers.
Yeah.
It looks good. One of them is ouch, but like I barred it off.
Okay. All right. Well then, it seems like we have two storylines before us right now. There is talking to Duster and getting some oversight on the Cobblers Guild to maybe see what's up and shake it in your favor a little bit. And then there's finding the topaz and finding the gnomes and going to the place where that topaz might come from. Which one would you like to do first?
Are any of those things like nearby or in a row?
Well, you got to find the gnome, the rock gnome, tree gnome hybrid who made it. So you got to find that. You got to find some information. Someone had an idea about asking Proton, who is a gnome, who is a forest gnome, who might know something about this. Other than that quest is pretty unknown what it will entail. Duster is in town. You could be there in 20 minutes.
Could we bring a shoe shine kit?
You could bring a shoe shine kit.
Smart.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we want him to watch over a store, right? While we're gone.
We want him to compel the guild to feel responsible to? Or maybe...
Oh yeah, we kind of lost that thread, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could perhaps skip him and go directly to Francesca in front of a big group of people and implore her to and suggest that it is her obligation and try and get the will of the crowd on account of you're so persuasive, my wonderful sister.
I like this idea, and then we can take whatever the result is to Uncle Duster.
Oh, we got evidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like the idea of going to request the services of the Cobblers Guild, assuming that, of course, the Cobblers Guild must be there to aid all cobblers in the city.
And in case they forget we're cobblers, I got the big old, like, of any customer shoes. They look real nice, ones we haven't delivered. Like, our finest work on my back, like I'm about to deliver it, too. We're really painting a picture here.
I like it. What do you think, Pebble?
Okay, let's try that.
So
I'll bring some cookies.
All right. So it sounds like we're going to see Francesca first.
Yes.
All right. And what was Always forgetting her name.
Bethany?
Bethany.
It's always, yes, Bethany. Thank you. Bethany. I don't know why that's such a hard name for me to remember. Okay.
How could you forget her?
She's not very forgettable, but apparently
I just
you
realized
are.
that the mnemonic device, it's mnemonic, right? When you use something to remember. Yeah. The mnemonic device I've been using to remember Bethany is a sheep. I didn't realize that, and I'm like, why is it a sheep? And I think it's just Bathany. Like,
Bathany.
yeah, like a sheep.
You're like working backwards from what your like AI brain did. You're like, hold on.
Where did the
Algorithm,
sheep
why are
come
we
from?
a sheep?
Yeah.
All right. So off to the Cobblers Guild. It doesn't take very long to get there. It's just oops, that's the wrong place. It's just across town and up some stairs. And is it up some more stairs? And up some more stairs. And we will find ourselves, let's get rid of these guys who are on the ground floor, heading into the guild. And you can, talk to the people and get the arrangements. And actually, Bethany's probably not here at the moment. You're meeting with Francesca. And so the party arrives. And there's Francesca before you. And we're going to pause this music and put on something
Bouldara?
a little bit more.
I think you should let us take the lead on this one.
That's fine. I'm just standing behind you, like flexing as much as possible and
Yeah.
stroking my oiled, long styled, beaded, and braided beard that I totally didn't
That's-
get done for this very occasion.
Excellent. That's
And we-
exactly the attitude we need you to have in this moment.
And we tried to find a time when she was in front of lots of people. We said. So are there other people milling about?
Well, there's definitely going to be some other people here. She never takes business alone. She's going to have a scribe. It's in the middle of normal hours. So there'll be people all throughout the guild building. There'll be people downstairs. I'm not going to put on 100 tokens, but there are people around. And these doors are open. So if you're like nice and loud when you talk, they can absolutely hear you. But it is sort of, a smallish room with just Francesca, a scribe, and an advisor.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to like lure her into a more public setting.
No, I mean, this is the official business place. So we'll walk in and I will act like the way you act when you're going to like the registrar or like the DMV. Like, hi, I'm here today to request, what would we call it? I will have thought of this before we go there.
Mm-hmm.
Business sitting.
Yeah, it's like
Gardenage.
what's gardenage? Is that a French word?
Gardenage, I figured we could spin it in
Yeah,
English.
that's what it's called. Gardenage. Yeah, I ask like I would like to request cobbler gardenage for the quarry.
You want me and the guild to watch over your shop when you're not guild members? Why?
Well, I would assume the charter of the Cobblers Guild is to aid all cobblers, right?
Oh, Gade, the guild members.
So when you say the Cobblers Guild, you really mean like the Cobblers Clique?
If it's easier for you to wrap your mind around them, then yes, the guild protects its own. But since you are so desperate, I don't suppose it would be hard for us to keep an eye on your little shop. It wouldn't, it's just a small shop, and it wouldn't be a thing. In fact, I'll even waive the fees that we might normally impose for someone outside of the guild for this, because it's just, such a cute job.
Thank you so much.
No.
I love that you think it's cute. I think you're cute.
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
People usually don't. Anyway, we're only gonna be gone. I look at Pebble. When are we gonna be gone?
How long do I think we would be gone? It might be at another city, right? So it might be a
You
week.
have no idea where you're going yet. You haven't figured that out. No idea.
A week.
Yeah. A week
5 days?
starting in 2 days.
Okay. Well, if you could just leave directions to your shop and leave me a key so that we can find it. I don't think anyone knows where it is. Then we can... Yes, Bouldara? Did you have something you wanted to say?
No.
Well, then we'll just take care of all the things.
Great. Awesome. And yeah, Pebble, we can go ahead and tell Uncle Duster what we found out about the guild, since he was asking about the way that the city, you know, how if they filed their permits and everything with the city to be an official guild. We can.
Excuse
let them
me?
know.
Who is Uncle Duster?
Oh, you know, the city council member. Just, you know, he was asking us about the Cobblers Guild. And we were like, well, we're not members. And he was like, why is that? And we were like, well, we don't know, because it seems like it's an official city guild and they're talking about it like it is. And he was like, oh, I should look into that. So
Yeah, and he said that indeed, if you're an official city guild, you would definitely watch out for any guild that reaches out, even if they're not any shop that reaches out. Cobble shop, even if they're not part of the guild.
yeah, it seems like that's what you're doing.
Reaching out, yes. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
there's no
great.
need to involve the city council on any of these matters. You know, bureaucracy, it only makes a headache for all of us, and anything that, you know, any rules they enforce on us would undoubtedly fall to you as well. So,
Well, I mean, we're not
bureaucracy-
members of the guild, as you like to remind us, so I don't think...
well, we haven't
Yeah.
received your application yet, so...
Oh, there's an application. Nobody told us that.
Yes.
Where's the form?
She looks to the scribe. Could you get them an application, please? And the scribe will scurry out of the room, and she'll look at you with a smile. Right, so we'll get you a form, and you're literate, right?
Oh,
Well,
that was a question for
I must
me.
be.
Oh, that was a joke, right? It's like
Of
so
course it was.
condescending.
I
No
mean-
one would be so rude in a place of business.
It was just a joke. I thought we were friends and we could josh like that. I mean,
that's so
obviously
great.
Pebble is
Yeah.
very smart and Bouldara is very strong. So between the three of you, someone must have letters. I mean, your shop has a sign out front.
Are you literate? Is that why you were asking? We can teach you to read if you need.
Oh, that's so sweet. I already read and speak Common and Dwarven and Elven, but I guess I could brush up on my Ogre.
Okay.
That seems like something you might know.
Why?
Well, because you just have that, like, ogre face.
What's
You
an
know.
ogre face?
What's wrong with ogres?
There's nothing wrong with ogres, aside from their ugly, brutish nature.
Oh,
Well-
okay. I'm gonna make a note. The Cobblers Guild says ogres have ugly, brutish nature. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
That is a useful quote
I
to
just-
have, indeed.
Say a bunch of stuff to my sisters in Dwarven in front of her that she doesn't speak that, right?
She
what did she
said
say?
she speaks
Oh,
Dwarven.
she said she does
but
speak
like
Dwarven?
she could be lying.
Oh yeah, then it's just gonna be meaner what I say and very like regional dialect too.
Do we all say?
right.
Do we all speak Dwarven?
Of course, yeah, 100%.
Then I'm gonna say something to her in Dwarven, like, "Oh, it's so great to meet a fellow speaker."
She will reply. How good's her Dwarven? Oh wow, her Dwarven's actually pretty good. She does
God
have
damn
like
it.
she's 19 out of 20 on her Dwarven. Unfortunate for you. She will reply in very fluent Dwarven, just like, "It's a pleasure. I use it to speak with Bethany sometimes, you know, to remind us of the old days."
What old days?
Oh, well, we took a trip together. We went out of town. We went to some mines up in the north where the hills are.
When did you do that?
Bouldara, no.
Nope. Nope.
And she
You
leans
said
back, smug
in the
and satisfied.
mountains, caverns and mountains. Did you happen to see any stones there?
Oh, yes, there were lots of stones. It was mountains.
Oh,
Oh,
like
the scribe. Yes.
like rare stones, like topaz. Would you happen to be able to point it out on a map?
Well, we were looking at venues for our wedding. We were looking for a place that had a nice high view that could see over everything and out to the sea. So we had to go to the mountains to see if any of the chateaus there had a place good enough.
I like when the rocks can look at the ocean.
All right, well, thank you for the application. Very nice. Thanks for the offer of gardenage, and we will we'll connect with you before the next 2 days. Make sure everything's all set.
Of course.
See you later. And I'm like ushering Bouldara out.
There.
Yes. We were dating, right?
I pat her face.
I just like hang like a body and a half length over you, just like
There.
we're in like the lobby, right?
Yeah, you're on your way out towards the lobby. And
I just do want to. I assume there's more people in the lobby, or at least
tons
as
of
many,
people.
But
Yeah.
just Francesca is so mean. She hates us so much.
Well, I'm sure, and I say loud enough for people to hear, like, there. I'm sure that the city won't let her get away with, avoiding the rules too long.
I just hope our shop is safe. That's all I have left of other people that I love besides you. And I'm just like squashing Pebble under my arm too.
Can I make a performance check to like be pitiful, like to try to make everybody feel sorry for us?
Yeah, is that performance or is that deception? That's
We're
your
pretty
call.
pathetic, dude.
If you're pathetic, it is performance. If you're not pathetic, it's deception.
I think it's more like I am performing the fact that we are excluded. You know what I mean? So it's not so much like I'm trying to be pathetic. It's I'm like making a scene about how like she's not helping all cobblers. She's like being a mean girl and keeping us out.
Got it. All right. That's definitely a performance check then.
Yeah. I mean, they're both the same anyway for me, but I think
it's important the name of the check we make here.
Yes.
It matters. Yeah, you will absolutely attract attention from the people going down the stairs on the second floor and people from in the common room of the Cobblers Guild and some of the folks on the street nearby. They'll like look over and they'll bend their ears as there's this like sad display of like how brutal and mean Francesca is, this leader of the Cobblers Guild. Like what a cold-hearted monster she is.
Why did I roll a 17 and then get a 16 when my modifier is +5?
You rolled an 11.
Oh, why is it showing a 17 on me? No, it says 17 on my screen, I swear.
That 17 was a
above,
different roll.
Yeah, maybe it bugged again. You need
That
to refresh.
17
No, it
was
says
your
performance. I just clicked it.
Yeah, but
No.
doesn't it say Anna rolling d20 17 and then below that it says 16 performance 5?
Yeah, that's what we see.
Yeah, the 17
that
was
a different roll before.
was a different roll. Yeah.
It was a
Look,
6
it's been a
deception
while.
though.
It's coming back to roll 20. It's been a little while.
So
Numbers are hard.
I'm the words gal, yo.
So I whispered to you. So we're sad because we're excluded, but she's gonna keep our store, right? She's doing us a favor.
They don't know that.
Okay. I hope she still feels like she wants to help us.
If only that all cobblers were let in the guild.
All right. Before we go to our first break, I want to know how you feel these two meetings have gone. We'll ask each of you slightly different questions. So we're gonna start with you, Anna. How did the meeting with the money lender go? Did you get what you wanted out of that, or was that like not satisfactory?
I feel like it was a stalemate in some ways. Like not it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either, and definitely made us not like I would rather not do business with that guy anymore. It wasn't like we kind of hoped, oh, maybe we can strike up this really good business, and it was like, oh no, he just sees us as prey. So we can use him sparingly, I suppose.
Okay. And Bouldara, how did the meeting go with Francesca? Do you feel like you ended up getting the upper hand in this situation, or like how'd that work out in your favor? Give me an analysis of the pros and cons of this meeting.
We got smart Bouldara come in. All right, Bouldara, taking a look at our charts here. Bouldara's pretty happy about how things turned out because we got an absolute confirmation verbally and in front of up to 2 witnesses from Francesca that she will guarantee without charge protection for our shop while we were gone. Then a little icing on the cake we got downstairs. Big scene, lots of crying, very loud. I gotta say, my sister's performances inspired. And the people know now that Francesca has volunteered these services.
Why is that good, though?
It's good to know that people know that she said that she was going to be there providing.
Why is that important?
Because if the services are provided, our shop is safe. And if the services are not provided and something should, I don't know, happen to our shop, we got somebody on the hook who said in front of witnesses that they were going to take care of it. So now, boom, bada bing, whatever happens to the shop on Francesca's shoulders. So maybe that creepy mob guy wants to come around, exact some topaz prepay. Maybe he'll do that through the front of our shop window. Well, that would constitute a failure on Francesca's part to uphold her bargain. Thus rendering her kind of even a bigger bitch in front of everybody. I call that a big W, Neil.
Got it. So her reputation's on the line with the protecting of your shop. If something goes down, it's going to look bad, not on you, but on her.
And the Cobblers Guild.
And the Cobblers Guild. Right.
So
okay.
honestly, ransack the shop. I call that a win, because then Francesca, Bethany don't like a liar.
And Pebble, you made a bit of a scene. The 3 of you made a bit of a scene on the way out, sort of how she was mean to you. Is this to your, how does this help the party? How does making a scene about Francesca being mean assist you in your grand schemes?
Because we believe that somebody from the Cobblers Guild has it out for us, Sister Helen.
And why does saying Francesca's mean help you with Sister Helen?
I guess just like any mark at the reputation of the guild.
You're just trying to like scour the reputation of the guild?
Yeah, because Sister's Helen's part of it, Francesca's part of it. Those 2 people are not our friends. So like us looking excluded, it's kind of just amplifying this moment.
And does that mean you're going to actually fill out the paperwork and try and join the guild?
I'm not sure. We need to consult.
Okay. That's still an iron in the fire,
question.
right? You're still in the positioning phase, setting up your ducks before you knock them down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, part of me wants to be part of it because Pebble wants to belong, right? She wants new friends. She wants to be part of something bigger. At the same time, if they really don't want to be her friend, she's been down that path before where you kind of just follow a group and they don't want you to be there. Then they just kind of tolerate you. And she knows how that feels. So she doesn't really want to.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take our break and we're going to come back in about 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, with a little bit more City Dwarves. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to City Dwarves, a cobbler's tale. So, party, we've got all the things in tow. It's time to find these forest rock gnomes. What do we call this? Yeah.
Rock gnomes.
Frock gnomes?
Rocust.
Rorist?
Frockrust.
Rock gnomes. I don't know. This is
Bouldara
has a hangover.
Frock gnomes is great.
Yeah. Let's go find the frock gnome. How do you find the frock gnome? Should be easy, right?
Pebble,
Proton.
you talk to Proton. Proton likes you.
I thought Proton was Bouldara's friend.
As I understand it, we're all Protoni's friend. Did we not make that promise?
Are we? I thought she just agreed to be your friend.
Well, I mean, I got the hug, but I'm the huggable one, is what you're going to do.
I guess you are. But yeah, sure, let's go see Proton.
All right. Well, off to Proton's Park we go. In the city, not too terribly far from your own home. You will reach the little park where Proton lives in this tree.
Before we go interact with Proton, I asked my sisters if there's anything we want Proton to do besides inform us about the stones.
We should maybe find out if Proton knows any amount of home or self-defense, and if they would be interested in maybe contracting or subcontracting.
What do you
Also,
mean?
I mean, we could ask Proton to come with us.
Also an option.
I'm just worried people are gonna like get to Proton.
Well, we could give Proton the option. That way the choice is reaffirmed in their mind when they make it, thus making them less susceptible to tone coterie.
Because I don't think we want Proton to go to our shop while we're gone for a week. Because what if somebody comes in while Proton's there?
What if Francesca poisons Proton's mind?
Unacceptable. You're right. I'm afraid for Protoni.
We need Protoni to like either hide out for a couple days or come with us for a couple
Or
days.
does Protoni travel well? We should ask Protoni if they feel like hitting the road with us. Because they could maybe also spy on Francesca. They could provide an alternative option that we haven't thought of.
I think we've got to give Protoni the agency here and ask.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Pebble, it's on you.
I knock on the tree.
There's
2
a
knocks.
bit of a pause, and the door will crack open just a smidge. Proton will peer out. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going quite well. How are you, Proton?
Oh, I'm okay. Why are you here?
We were wondering, we're looking for a gnome. We're looking for a gnome that is a mix between rock and forest gnome. I believe there's only one around, or very few. Does that ring any bells?
Proton's face goes real sour. Why are you asking about that gnome, huh?
Do I think she's a gnome?
Who?
Proton.
Oh yeah, Proton's definitely a forest gnome. 100%.
Oh, but not rock forest.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
She seems like she's living in a tree. She's got to be a forest gnome, right?
Yeah, you're right. We're looking to find some topaz. It's a rare stone. It's blue. A blue
Yeah, I know what
stone.
it is.
Oh, of course you do.
Comes
that
in a lot
makes
of different
sense.
colors.
The blue one.
You want blue topaz?
And we're looking for where to go to get that blue topaz.
What does that have to do with the half rock gnome, half forest gnome? Proton says, oddly defensively.
Well, it's because we went to Old Man Dwarf Duster, and he had topaz, and I examined it, and based on my reading of history books, I determined that it must come from the very steady hand of forest and rock gnome descendant.
Yeah. Okay. So this has nothing to do with me, right? You're just interested in rocks?
Yes, blue
Okay.
rocks, fancy rocks.
Yeah, I know. I know where you can find a gnome that fits that description. Yes.
And would that gnome happen to know where to direct us to find such a stone?
Well, they make the stones, dummy.
They make the stones.
I mean, they get the rocks out of the ground and they carve them into gemstones. Yeah. Well, that's their job. That's what you're looking for, right? Okay,
and where
yeah.
would we go to do such a thing?
So you know how the ocean is to the east?
Yeah.
And there's mountains to the west?
Yeah.
And there's a forest between them.
Yeah.
And we're like right next to the ocean, yeah?
Yeah.
We gotta go through the forest, right to the edge of the mountains. And there's a little community over there.
What's its name?
It's it's called
He's going deep on the dust off.
terrible names. It's called immediate medical assistance.
Immediate.
No.
Where's it
It's
from?
called ignition.
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 Ignition. Okay. Okay.
I kind of tap Pebble on the shoulder and I'm like, aren't you curious why Proton was so worried about this person?
I mean,
You should
May-
ask them.
isn't that private?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll ask. Maybe it'll bring us closer.
Right.
So Proton,
Yeah.
it seems like you have some feelings about this gnome. Is
What?
it your
No.
is it your friend?
No.
Is it your enemy?
No.
Poof. Okay, good. You don't want to talk about it, don't you?
Like,
I think you should talk about it. It's really healthy.
like,
Did you guys
Because, because we're friends, right?
yeah. I mean, if you'll let me be your friend, yeah.
Of course I will.
Okay.
I think
just.
you might be my only friend.
Aww.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, I just have my sisters, but they have to be my friend, right?
No, well, that's not true at all. No.
No?
No. It's not true at all.
So they decided to be nice?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Are yours not nice? Oh no! And then I get teary-eyed.
Aww.
Even just thinking about how I would feel in that case. It's horrible, Proton.
We all start crying. Proton, do you want to be an honorary sister?
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, this is so silly. Oh,
Proton,
Okay.
is the rock forest gnome your sister?
My half sister.
uh,
My dad's not a good man.
Oh,
He cheated on my
no.
mom a whole bunch of times with a bunch of rock gnomes. and my mom's the keeper of the acorns, and she said I had to be the keeper of the acorns. That's why I was forced to study all the magic, and I don't want to study magic anymore. I want to keep the acorns, or count the acorns, do anything with the acorns. So I ran away, and that's why I'm here. And you can't tell her, okay? You can't tell her who I am, because they're gonna make me come back and count the acorns, and I don't want to do it. And I don't want to do any more magic. I just want to work with my hands and live in the city and make friends. No, you can't
Okay.
tell them about me. You can't tell them I'm here.
We won't
Otherwise, I'll
tell
run
them you're
away.
there.
That answers the question of you don't want to come with us, do you?
No!
Okay. That makes sense. We'll make sure not to mention you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tell Proton about Francesca.
What do you want me to tell Proton about Francesca?
Okay, Proton. Francesca is going to be watching our store. Do you know who Francesca is?
No. Who's
She's
Francesca?
a big B word. She sucks.
Is it
But
bear?
she's a bad person.
Okay.
And she's also dating Bouldara's ex.
Oh my god, Proton doesn't need to know this.
So she's basically horrible. But she's gonna be watching our shop.
Uh-huh.
So don't go there while we're gone. But keep an eye on things if you feel like it.
Uh-huh.
But don't talk to Francesca, she's the worst.
Oh, she's the worst.
Do you want me to live in the shop and keep an eye out from the inside?
But what would happen if somebody got in.
Isn't the store going to be locked?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Would you hide?
about your safety.
I just don't want, what if, because somebody broke in the past, right? And I'm just really, I would love for you to be at the store. That would make me feel better about, leaving you alone, leaving the store alone. Can keep each other company.
Well, I can hide.
The store was attacked.
Watch. And Proton will make a minor illusion of a barrel exactly where they're standing. So it looks like they're, a barrel would be surrounding them.
Oh my God. Where are you?
I love prop hunt.
Where did she go?
Where'd Proton go?
You guys, she's the bear. Hold on. Shh, I got you, Tony. I won't tell nobody. I don't know. Where's Tony?
The barrel disappears, and she gives you like a. Gives you a.
I'm not looking down. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't see it.
I jump and I'm, oh my God, you were there all along.
A little condescending, but very smart.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen anyone turn into a barrel.
Look at my spell save DC. I'm very smart.
Legitimately cool, Tony. Like, no joke.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I feel better. Yeah, if you want to stay at our store instead of stay in the tree for next week, and if anybody comes in, you can just hide in your barrel, turn into a barrel, and that way we know nothing bad's going to happen to you.
I suppose you're going to want to know, when you get to Ignition, ask around for Valence. That's my half-sister. We don't get along.
Is there anything we should know about Valence?
She's a big meanie. I mean, she's way smaller than you, but, she's...
The amount of her meanness is big?
Yeah, like... She's a little bit older than me, and like, she's the first of my dad's many, many illegitimate children, and like, according to Forest Gnome culture, like, she doesn't get to inherit anything, but then, like, she had her dad, like, our dad legitimize her through some dumb stuff, and so now that she's a little bit older than me, she's gonna get all the stuff, which, like, it is not a big deal. She doesn't even like the trees, okay? She lives in a house. Doesn't live in the ground, doesn't live in a tree. She lives in a house. And yet she still wants to be able to move her kids into my tree, my parents' ancestral tree. I mean, it's like 80 years old. But like...
Oh my God, wait. Did everything, including the tree, spawn like 80 years ago?
Like 80, 100, I don't know. I wasn't born yet. But yeah.
So, like, all of the trees in this world are, like, pretty short.
No.
No?
They spawned people were created into existence at like 80 years old. The old people were just created with memories of past lives.
Fair enough, because suddenly I imagined the whole world with, like, really short trees everywhere.
This is ridiculous.
All the trees are young.
Yes.
I mean, what is age, huh? What does it really mean?
All right, it's not 80-year-old trees.
Sounds like some like novel or poem or something. When the trees were young.
All right, when Bouldara squints really hard, she doesn't see a bunch of trickling green numbers or something, right?
Make me an intelligence check.
Yeah. You're so I'm dumb.
Not at all. All right, so you just go Ignition, you talk to Valence, she cuts the gemstones that she gets, but she's a big meanie, and she's probably gonna try and rip you off, because that's what she does.
Is there a way to not get ripped off?
No, because she's a big meanie, and she works with nasty people. And
what's her weakness?
Is there something she really likes?
What's her favorite flower?
Or what does she hate? Really?
Bouldara's gonna seduce her.
I think her biggest weakness is like her greed. She gets really like she wants. That's why she's taken my parents home. Not because she wants to live there, but because she covets. That's the word, covets. You know, she's just a greedy, stupid frog.
Okay. Noted.
All right.
And I don't know why you need her. You said blue topaz or something like that, but if she's got it. She like leans in as if someone might overhear her in the middle of this open park. You should just take it.
That's Protonius. That's not really in our nature. My sisters and I were upstanding ladies.
I mean, do you have to be?
Tony, who is entrapment,
I mean, look,
Tony?
when
Are you
you
a cop, Tony? You have to tell me if you're a cop, Tony.
when you travel, you're not yourself, you know? I'm not myself when I'm here. I'm someone else in this town. I'm not the Counter of the Acorns. I'm not an apprentice mage who's learning all sorts of wizards and spells and bullshit like that. No. I work with my hands here.
Tony.
You know, when you travel, maybe you're not you. Maybe you're someone else. Maybe you're someone who
Maybe we're
steals
Francesca.
things from Valence.
Bro, Tony, that's a lot of maybes, but
Fine, no, just whatever. I'm gonna go now. I don't want to give myself.
So you're saying, like, do you know where the topaz is kept?
No, I haven't been to her house in a long time. But like,
It would
she's
be
got
at her house?
her house is where she does her workshop, just like you. So that she lives downstairs underground, and then she sells things on the ground level. And no. She lives upstairs. The shop is on ground level, and then all the workshop and stuff is underground.
You said she covets. Does she like any particular kind? Like, does she like sweets? Does she like shiny things?
She likes things that she thinks other people like. You know, if someone wants something, she's got to have it. If it's like other people like something, she's got to have it. You know, she had to have the prettiest boyfriend in the city. Well, it's town, you know.
relatable.
Yeah. So then, you know, she found the prettiest gnome in Ignition, and now they're married, but not because she liked him, just because he's pretty. So, yeah.
Reminds me of Francesca.
She also took the prettiest thing in the town.
I spit on the ground.
Both of us spit at the same time.
Francesca.
Well, whatever.
All right. Thank you, Proton.
Of course. Anything I can do to help? I'll keep an eye on your shop and make sure Francesca doesn't, do anything fishy.
That's what I like to see from a Cobblefoot sister. Francesca.
Did you mean it? Did you really mean it? We can be sisters.
course.
Can I change my name?
I look at the other sisters.
Cobblefeet. Protoni Cobblefeet.
I see no reason why when we get back to town we can't go to our Uncle Duster in the government and perhaps see about a name change. So
Really?
you know,
can be official?
keep that in mind.
Like on
Not
paper?
like right now, like you don't be telling people just yet, but you know, let's
Oh,
get
I
that.
don't know anyone else in town.
Well, Protoni, you're an amazing person. You're gonna find lots of people to know you. So, you know, definitely lay low while we're gone, but when we come back, maybe a little debut party or something to celebrate.
Okay. I'm gonna go now.
Okay.
Bye.
Hi, Protoni.
And
I
into
love that we've just named them Protoni.
Like
It's their
they came
nickname.
with a name.
Is their nickname?
We thought better.
Well,
All right.
it is so, I suppose.
Okay, so we're gonna set off to Ignition.
The remix to Ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
I went to go play that on Spotify, and it was like, you have to unblock this artist, and I was like, oh, Rachel, you're so on top of things.
Is it really far?
No, it's a couple days.
A couple days? So we need to like have rations and stuff for a couple days.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of work.
We also need to bring probably the coolest, most exclusive item possible to make sure that when we get there, we can impress Ms. Valence. And I'm thinking that she probably doesn't know much about what's cool or popular in our town. So that's kind of on us to ideate and bring over to her.
Probably
Easily
slimy
flattered.
shoes.
I was thinking slimy shoes.
Oh, whoa, the slimiest.
The slimies.
Everyone's wearing slimies.
They sold me jelly sandals as a child. You could sell me slimies.
That's what I'm saying. Or, I mean, easily some like carved trinket or a flower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is it? What's it going to be?
I really wish we would sell our own slimies.
I think it's a hard sell. I feel like the persuasion check for that one is high.
Yeah.
Aw.
Let's like stop at, you know, some market stall, like the place where either like a tourist would stop or like a little kid would want like a little trinket or something like that. Like, we're gonna buy her the equivalent of a silver spoon from our town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. To the markets we head then.
Okay.
Is our town known for anything kind of like exclusively? Like other people, we gotta go out for topaz. What do we got?
Well, this city is the first city that you live in here. This is the original inhabited place in the world, as far as you know. It's right on the coast. It's in a big, lush forest. And so the thing that you're known for is sort of like the original city.
Oh.
Everything cool comes from here then, because we would be the trendsetters.
A lot of we're number one.
I mean, that's definitely a perspective to be had. There's also the perspective that like the second or third city has like cool stuff because it's new and you're like as old as time. So
I mean,
so we should bring like aged wine.
Are we on the coast and they're up in the
Because
mountains?
they can be more aged.
yeah, they're about 50 miles away, through the woods towards the
They don't have
mountains.
seashells. We got seashells.
ooh,
That's
good
true.
thinking.
So
So smart.
seashells and aged wine.
Yeah, that's a party.
I mean, aged wine's really expensive and seashells are free.
Okay,
so-
seashells, let's go.
First night, we drink the wine.
Whoops. Whoops.
We are women with money and agency, and if we want wine and goat cheese, we shall have it.
This is a reference to one night at BlizzCon.
If you were in a 3-mile radius of BlizzCon that night, you probably remember.
Us screaming literally the words Rachel just said. We are women with money and agency, and if we want wine and goat cheese, we shall have it.
They are written on my heart.
It was a good night.
Sounds like BlizzCon.
We didn't get goat cheese.
We tried really hard, though. I forgot that we didn't get it. My brain just said that we did because we were so sure.
You know what? We did get goat cheese. My mistake.
Good.
Oh.
Anyway, seashells.
Seashells. Yeah, I'm getting you some seashells. Let's see.
Can we roll for like seashell selection?
Some helixes, maybe some sea glass.
Yeah,
Wow, she
actually,
knows what she's talking about.
that's a great
this lady
idea.
beaches.
I'd like to investigate for, the coolest looking seashells.
Well, you're just gonna walk along the beach and find the coolest one. Give me a luck check, a D20. See if we can avoid a problem.
14.
You find
pretty
a pretty decent seashell. That's not bad. That's not the greatest seashell the world has ever seen, but it's also absolutely not the worst seashell the world has ever seen. But it's as you're walking along the beach and you've got this first one in hand, you could consider it like your backup seashell, in case you can't find anything better. That you do see this like set of ruins on the beach. This what do you want to call it? Like some some archways made out of stone that have fallen over, doorway over here, you know, some other stuff. It looks like a building might have once been here that's been knocked down in the time since then. And lo and behold, there is this giant crab on the beach. And it's got like a dozen of these little tiny crabs underneath it. And they all have some pretty cool shells. Not the giant crab. The giant crab is way too big unless you're into like oversized shells. But the other ones scampering underneath it, the little crabs have these like really pretty green shells with these copper streaks running through it. But it is a giant crab. And you would have to fight it to get to the little ones.
I don't want to steal a live crab shell.
Okay.
Poor little baby crabs.
Well, then you've got a 14 out of 20 shell.
What if
That's
we
funny. I can sell a 14.
adopt a crab? What does a crab need to live comfortably and fulfilled?
Salt water and some food.
That won't work.
Will it get giant like this crab?
Yeah. If it's got enough food.
You guys want to bring Valence a teacup crab?
I'll ask the crab if it wants to go.
That's beautiful.
I don't
like
want to
it.
steal it from its mom.
This is like catching a Pokemon, how I think it should go. Ask them if any of them want to go on a journey.
Yeah. And this is a spell slot, so just so you know.
I was going to
What are
ask,
you
how are
doing?
you going to speak with... Oh, you can speak with animals.
I have a spell.
Oh.
Speak with crabs.
Yeah.
How do you speak with crabs, Anna? I would.
And blowing bubbles.
Well, so there's the giant crab before you on the beach. Right? It's a biggin. And underneath it are, you know, hundreds probably of little crabs. Maybe it's just scores. Who knows? Lots of little crabs, all screwed underneath it as it's sitting in the shallow water, you know, passing stuff towards its face and looking around all protective like. And you're going to cast Speak with Animals. What's the range on that? How close do you have to be?
You cast it on yourself.
Ah. Okay.
So I could cast it on me and then I could yell in crab. Hey.
The big crab will yell back. Arr!
Hey, we're going on a journey and to a faraway land with trees and rocks, and we would take one of you with us if you wanted to live in a faraway place and have a journey and an adventure. What say you?
We're gonna roll for the crab a curiosity check is what we're gonna call this.
Ooh, what's a curiosity check?
I think high intelligence is high curiosity.
Cool.
So here we go. It's a 0.
Oh no!
The large crab is not interested in new experiences.
I say, thank you for your time. And then I turn to my sisters and say, nope.
Okay.
But
None of them?
Nope.
And we cannot get just a couple of those little crab shells. Do they need those?
Do they molt?
Do you guys molt? Are there any of your shells we can have?
We do molt. Of course we molt. How else do you get new shells? Wait, do you not molt?
Not usually. Not yet. The world is young.
The world is young, amazing. So do they have shells?
What do you mean the world is young?
Can we have some of your old shells?
What do you mean the world is young?
Yeah, I mean, time.
What's time?
Focus. Can we have some of your old shells, please?
That's a weird request.
Yeah, it is. But I'm a human or a dwarf, so everything I want is weird.
The checks, yeah.
Oh my god, how to get around the fight.
That was
Ask
the
them
best.
for old shells.
You can hear the crab, lowering its voice. Come on, children, back to the sea. And it'll scurry into the water and disappear beneath the waves for a little while. And then after about 5 minutes, it'll scurry back and
Oh my
leave
God, he's
an
back.
ever so slightly smaller version of its shell that's been molted for you right
Wow.
there.
Oh my god, like my eyes are humongous.
I say thank you so very much, friend crab. May your days and waves be blessed.
Is there anything you want or need?
Why would you offer them anything?
Oh,
We
it's
don't have
dead
any-
flesh. The answer's gonna be dead flesh.
They can't understand her. I didn't say it.
That's true.
Oh,
Yes!
But I still say it in dwarven. Like
Yeah,
my character
I heard
would,
you.
Yeah.
And
So
I
can you say
translated
that
as-
to them?
I thank you so much for your kindness. We appreciate you.
Pleasure. And the crab will scurry away back into the sea. Come on, children. Let's go.
They said all they
before
needed
change
was
the
our
mind.
gratefulness.
All they need was our gratefulness. They're such generous crabs. I can't believe that they wanted nothing when we offered them anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. I didn't offer them anything.
You didn't.
No.
Why not?
Well,
They gave us the shell.
because we don't have anything.
That is true. Maybe someday we can bring them something back once we're rich.
That's a great idea.
Okay. Let's bring back this shell for Francesca too.
So you were talking to the crab that whole time,
Yeah.
sis?
Yeah. Why?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
It is.
Just a little thing I picked up.
Like you were just sitting there like blowing spit bubbles,
Yeah.
and I'm like, incredible. She's like, "Oh, that's my sister." Hey, above board, I've never seen a funnier or more successful speaks with animals.
It is as you're talking amongst yourselves that you kind of hear this like whooshing sound in the sky, and glancing up, there's like a burning ball that comes to land before you, creating a crater in the middle of the sand right here.
Why?
That's what we get for refusing to fight crabs.
It doesn't hit us though, right?
There's a
No,
dragon now.
it lands in the sand near you and sort of like makes a non-inconsequentially sized crater, maybe like 10 feet across, 15 feet across, and a little wall of sand piles up all around it.
That
Laura
seems
looks
fine.
up.
We got stuff
Is
to
it-
do.
I look up.
More?
Do I see a creature? Like, where does this come from?
It has come from the sky, this like shooting with sand
now it's
exploding
scary
everywhere.
music time.
What
Don't
do the
love that.
3 dwarves do?
Can we hide under cover?
Absolutely. Look,
this
there's stuff all
thing.
around you. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing looks like really good cover. I suggest we scuttle huddle.
I'm
You
on
hide?
Scuttle huddle. I like that.
I like it.
Also, I'm going to put the shell safely away.
It's a big shell, right? It's a huge crab. So the shell is maybe like, 6 feet across. I don't know
Oh.
how put it away is going to work, but
Can I? Do you want me to carry it, sis?
Wear it as armor.
Do I
Yes.
fit in it?
you fit inside of it. Absolutely.
Oh, hell yes.
There we go. There's
Crab
a big crater.
armor. Crab armor. Crab.
You're wearing
armor,
the crab. Jesus.
It's the best way to carry this for sure. I think I want this. Are we giving this to Valence? Forget
Maybe
her.
we'll break off a little piece of it.
I mean, I
Alright.
guess I'll just keep carrying the 14 shell thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't put that down. That's a good shell.
Okay.
I'll keep this 13 shell.
Well, stepping out from inside the crater is a person. And it's not
What?
any person. It is a person who immediately inspires a sense of awe around you. It's a dwarf, dressed in the most immaculate, wonderful robes that you can think of, with a huge fanning thing coming across her back, and a mask, and a little fan that she's like fanning herself in the warm air with. and she inspires in each of you, gazing upon her, an unnatural sense of awe. Not just like, oh my god, an amazing person walking down the street, but like I cannot pull my head away from this person sort of sense of awe. And she steps from the crater.
I whisper to my sisters, I have to meet this person.
She is incredible. I get out
the
already.
crab thing over my eyes.
I walk up to her.
She looks to you.
Hello.
Greetings, Pebble. What a pleasure it is to meet your acquaintance.
Oh.
You know my name. Did you learn it from this song?
No, I did not.
Well, then from what? If not the song, that's like the greatest thing I've ever been a part of.
She looks at you, and you can notice that she has like, a dozen earrings hanging off of each ear, and around her neck, she carries an amulet or like a charm of some sort in the shape of a green leaf that's sort of like slightly cockeyed on a silver chain. And she looks deep into your eyes and says, "Who do you think I am?"
An awesome person.
Can I do a history check?
Yes.
Probably Pebble should do it instead of me. Ooh, 19.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
The medallion around her neck is the symbol of Nadinus, the goddess of nature.
Oh my god.
Then as I walk up behind Pebble, I will curtsy and say, praise be to Nadinus.
Lazuli. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for recognizing me. I have come here to thank you for not killing my creatures. So many other people in your position would have seen something they wanted and gone out of their way with sword and spell to hack and slash it to bits. And as the goddess of nature, I would like to personally thank you for sparing the lives of my favorite creatures on this beach on this day and finding a peaceful solution to your problems.
Why use blades when words will suffice?
Is there something I can offer you in exchange for your kindness, your courtesy, your farsightedness, and your gentle intuition that will be of benefit to all creatures to follow?
Topaz.
But we don't want to fall for that thing where you wish for the topaz, but you could have wished for like enough gold to buy 50 topaz.
What? What if we could wish for something that would make her even like us more? Like
Peace in the sea.
Peace in the sea. Oh.
But truly a topaz would be great.
No, like a bunch of topaz.
At least two.
Or no more ocean
Truly, Nadinus, my sister and I wish most to make our late parents proud and make our cobbler shop thrive. So we were about to journey far for materials to try and make even more impressive shoes, to impress the people of our town and hope to bring them to our shop so that we could serve them. So, in your wisdom, how best should we achieve this?
You wish for knowledge and guidance. What an appropriate request. How very thoughtful and wise. Kudos.
Thanks.
Your parents, long dead by now, would be proud of you for your actions. Choose actions that would make them proud. You need not necessarily achieve tremendous success, but it is the way about which you live your lives that will make them most proud. Only you know what that might be, and that decision will have to be up to you, and it will have to be tried and tested, for no trait can truly be called a personal characteristic unless it has been forged in trials. As for success, as for business success, this is not my area of expertise. I'm the goddess of nature. I have nothing to do with business or monetary exchange. But perhaps I can give you some little bits of precious upon which you can adorn your wares or your shop.
Perhaps that topaz?
That
Such a
sounds
great
like
idea.
something of a different god. I am the goddess of nature, not rocks and minerals, although this language that Malchus has possessed us with here is so limited because rocks and nature fall on... The god of chaos is a fickle creature. Do you know how O-U-G-H is pronounced in this language? It's like 7 different ways. Through, though, cough, though, what? Sorry, I'm just a little fuming over the limitations of the mortal tongue here.
If I were a deity such as yourself, I'm sure such things would rankle as well.
Excellent vocabulary, darling.
Thank you.
And she will take off one of your earrings and point to Bouldara to reach out her hand.
Bouldara puts out her hand, looking at her
With the
sister
crab
the whole
shell
time.
hanging on her.
She will plop the earring face down into your hand, and you can feel it expand into like a collection of things in your hand. But she like keeps her hand on top of yours, so you can't quite take it away yet. And she says, "These should help guide you in your quest. These are the finest bits of things from underneath the sea. Pearls, little bits of shells, little spines and spikes that you may," she tilts her head to the sky for a moment, "adorn your shoes with." Interesting choice of profession. Well,
Like you said, we must honor our parents.
We're cobblers.
Well,
And
and
so we shall
I'm
be.
also a bard. I also sing. Also.
I need the shoes to walk in nature because it's sharp out there. So you could say we're kind of partners. Thank you.
she takes her hand away, and you can see that there's like little tiny urchins, but they're like golden urchins, and there's a whole series of pearls, including a couple of like iridescent or not like mother of pearl
God.
colored pearls, and then a couple of little like mini tiny starfish that are like glazed with silver, not glazed. What do you call it? Plated with silver.
This is the beginning of our new line.
I was gonna say it's the sea collection.
It's we will name the collection after the goddess, Nadinus.
Oh, the
Nobody
Venus.
ever named shoes after a goddess before.
It feels
collection.
almost like they might be some of the most successful shoes ever made if we do that.
Globally recognizable brand, sis. The dream.
And perhaps we will. No, never mind.
Okay.
Nike swoosh. We're talking about Nike.
It's
Nike's the
Nike,
goddess.
guys.
Nike.
The goddess
Nike.
Athena
Okay?
is.
Yeah.
She's Nike.
I totally got that the entire time. I didn't need you to spell it out for me at all. 100%.
Obviously, as did everyone.
Obviously, we all got it. Yeah.
Didn't mean to mansplain to you guys. Sorry.
I mean, seriously, could you tone it down a notch?
It's Women's
Well,
History Month ended. And it...
So
The founder of Nike went to my grade school.
That's badass.
Well, with that, the goddess Nadinus will turn and walk on the sea and start to disappear over the ocean.
she was so cool.
Yeah, she was. I want to be just
she was
like
like
her.
the. Do you think she's our friend?
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys have a bag?
I assume I have a bag.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool. I will carefully take all of these items.
Okay. So, do we still need a topaz, or is? I guess we do. We'll use some of this to exchange.
I mean, we have something better than topaz. We could just go back early and catch somebody perhaps in the act of destroying our shop. Or we could go on a quest.
I feel like we need to go get the topaz.
The question is just like,
topaz.
yeah, if Guy wants topaz, could we sell him on something other than topaz? You know.
I feel like we should try and go get topaz. We convinced him. We know we have a markup. We know where to get it.
We have a 14 shell.
We have a 14 shell, and if it doesn't work, we have the armor shell, and then it doesn't work, we have the Nadina's collection.
Valid. And actually, I kind of want our shop to get wrecked, and then Francesca to be on the hook for it. So,
all right, we continue on our mission.
One question though, like, if our shop was to get wrecked, like, what are we losing?
Our shop.
We delivered all the orders we had, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot to steal.
Yeah. I mean, there's the
our feats.
The fake feet that I keep.
God, if they took our fake feet, I don't know what we'd do.
The last of us. Us as last. The last of us. Yes.
Oh, so we would do the last, so we would have to redo the last for each time.
Oh, gosh. So you're saying only creepy feet people would rob our shop anyway, which would definitely be Francesca.
She is a creepy foot person.
Just.
All right. I guess it'll be okay. Let's go.
Okay. Well, why don't we just cut a couple of days while you gather all the adventuring supplies that you will need.
Yeah.
There's not much else going on. And then away we go across the forest in the direction of Ignition.
Yeah.
Any particular things that you want to call out ahead of time? Like you're going to spend all your money to hire like a cart to take you there, or you want to spend wait a bunch of time until you can find other people that are headed in that direction, or you want to march all night without ever sleeping and just be exhausted by the time you get there, but get there really, really fast. Any unusual travel accommodations you want to account for?
Can I try to offer my services as a minstrel to a caravan in exchange for letting us ride on a wagon?
Okay, we're gonna need first we're gonna need a better than average, like a 16 luck check, just to see if there's a caravan or someone that's already headed to Ignition in the next day or two. And then we're going to need a persuasion check versus their wisdom check to see if they think that's a good deal.
10.
And you ask around a little bit, and after a little while of asking, it doesn't seem like anyone's headed to Ignition right away. You could take more time to find somebody, or you could wait longer. But
we
would we want to invite Guy to travel with us? We could potentially offer to knock some of the price off, and if it looks like there's traps ahead, we can make him go first.
I feel
we'd
it's
have to
not
go
right.
back for him. Yeah.
Oh, we're that far. Okay.
And we need to have a margin.
Yeah. Let's just walk.
Speaking of Guy, he did come by with the 600 gold down payment.
Oh,
shit.
Are we carrying that? Are we burying that?
Yeah, how do we,
ladies?
Can we leave some with Proton maybe?
Yeah, well, you can leave money in your house.
I like Cody as much as the nice guy with 600 gold, and we're gone for a week now.
Well, look at your house. There's chests here. You can just leave it in your chest in your house.
No.
Chest? That's where everybody keeps the best shit, in a chest, this guy. Do we got a loose brick 30 feet down in the well in the backyard? That's not where I keep my stuff, though. Stay out of my well.
You could ask him to hold on to it until you're back from your trip.
That might.
We could solve this problem later of where you hold your stuff.
We need it because we need to buy the topaz.
We need to buy the topaz. Yeah, let's bring the money.
All right, you're taking it with you.
Bringing it all.
We'll split it in 3. All right.
Okay, each of us is holding 200 of it.
Yeah, only 200 gold each. Jesus.
Yeah.
That won't go wrong.
And you're holding our extra stuff. And I'm holding the Nadina's collection.
Yeah. So we're carrying a lot of money, so I'm kind of paranoid leaving town that somebody would know we have this much money. Because the lender could have followed Guy to see us get the money. So we should sneak
That's
out.
even more reason to just get out of town now and start.
Yeah. We should go.
I'm adding 200 gold to each of your character sheets so we don't forget it at some point in the future.
Okay.
Cool. We're rich.
All right. There you
Let's
go.
go to the bar.
Okay. So I guess we'll go.
Just an ordinary trip, right? We're not doing anything extravagant.
Yeah, so it'll be just us.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're just walking.
Yeah, that's a totally legitimate thing. I'm not trying to psych you out by being like, are you avoiding my carefully planned trap? I'm just checking to make sure that when I say X, Y, Z.
We'll
Triple
go out
tandem bicycle
normally.
ladies.
We'll go out normally, but as we go out, I'm making sure that we're not being followed by one of the lending sidekicks.
Keep a weather eye on the road.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to need someone to make me a die roll. Who wants to do it before I tell you what it is?
Hey.
All right, Abigail, let's do it. Give me a d20. High is good, low is bad. This is for the sorts of things that you might encounter. Well, no. High is a low roll dictates the, how do I want to say this?
You're building up a lot of feelings right now.
The eventfulness is what we're going to call it of your journey. So actually a high roll is more eventful, a low roll is less eventful. Flat d20.
Okay. 12.
Average,
like medium.
average eventfulness. Yeah. All right.
That's probably good. You know, average. We can probably handle average.
And Rachel.
Yep.
I'm going to want you to roll me a 2d10. Don't worry about what it means.
Don't worry about it, he says. What's a 14 do?
Okay. And Anna, I want you to roll me a d2.
D2.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
He
This
says.
is the worst.
Neil's delight just shiver.
And Jen, give me a d6.
Oh my god. Leg spasms.
All right. And Rachel, one last roll. Give me a d10. Ooh.
Easy.
Critical.
Okay. It is 50 miles, I believe, to your destination. Yeah, it's about 50 miles to your destination. There is a little bit of a trail that goes that way. It's not like a full-fledged road. It's actually like a set of wagon ruts. And there are some places, that crosses a stream where it all falls apart and you kind of have to pick it up again. And, there's like a little canyon over here. It's a bit of a mess. And for the first 2 days, because you're dwarves, you don't travel that fast. You travel at the fast speed of the slowest person, which for y'all is going to be like, 12 miles, maybe 15 miles a day on a good day. So we're going kind of slowly here. And your first 2 days are pretty uneventful. There's, some trees, there's some little forest creatures and stuff, but nothing too fascinating. But it's on the next day. It's on that third day of travel that you come across an elven woman, a middle-aged elven woman who is sitting down beside the tracks on the road with a stick in one hand and a knife in the other. And she looks like she's carving the long wooden stick into like a wooden stake And as you're walking down the road, it appears that she's noticed you well before the party of dwarves noticed her, and she's already looking in your direction and like looking down at the stick and carving it, and then gives you a wave with her knife hand, like a smiling "Hi there," as the three of you are approaching on this forest trail.
Well met.
Hey.
Howdy.
Okay, bye.
I mean, you'll have to, if you're following the trail, you'll either have to walk right past her or obviously leave the only trail and go off into the woods, which are moderately dense, and you can only really see like 20 feet off the trail. It's possible you could lose the trail, you could wander anywhere. What are you going to do?
I mean, I was just going to keep an eye on her and keep walking.
Just walk right past her?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, all of you?
We ball.
All right, yeah. You walk, you get close, and as you get about right even with her, she says, "You guys from the city? Can I ask you some questions?"
Sorry, we're running late. Next time.
Okay. I'm sure you want to know what's up ahead, but that's fine.
Sis?
Have to ask what's up ahead.
Okay, what's up ahead?
Well, can I ask you some questions about the city?
All right.
Come on back here. It's okay.
No, we can answer from here.
We're the three mysterious dwarf sisters, so we can only answer one question each.
Ooh, I
Ask
like a
me
good game.
question.
Okay. Okay.
And you've already asked me one because you asked me if you could ask any questions. So now you only have 2 left.
Oh, you're very clever.
Thank you.
I thought I was the clever one. What's my purpose?
It's osmosis, Pebs. We're getting it off you.
Oh, am I getting stronger?
Yeah, that beard's coming in. That's osmosis the other way.
Are you carrying any silver weapons?
Which sister are you asking?
She points to the big one.
Am I? I don't really. I mean, I have proficiency in a lot of weapons, but I
Probably
don't believe
not.
I am carrying any.
I don't think you're
Silver
carrying
weapons
any
are
weapons at
specific
all.
too, yeah.
No.
I have a quarter staff, but it's not silver.
Oh, she says, nodding.
I don't say that to her. I meant for Rachel.
Yeah. Do I wear
She
any
asked, if we had,
rings?
she asked if we had silver weapons, and like I wouldn't consider that a silver weapon. Is what I mean.
What'd you say, Rachel?
I carry no silver weapons, but I mean, are we fancy enough that I might have some rings on, a la like any other like long, dark bearded, long-haired, swarthy, attractive person?
If you wanted to have some rings, you could, but they'd have to be like cheap rings because you're all kind of broke at the start of this campaign.
Okay, yeah, I guess I would have sold my silver rings
Yeah.
before going into debt to the loan shark. Okay. I mean, they call them lead, but you could call them silver.
Well, it's not the same at all. She looks to the other one. Last
Hi.
one, Pebble. Do any of you have strong offensive magic spells?
That's a mighty particular question.
I thought you wanted to ask questions about the city.
Oh, I did, but then you were so clever that I had to change my mind. I had to know more about these very witty people I was speaking to. The city can wait. There's always more travelers, but who are these folks?
Hey, she just asked, who are these folks? Pebble.
Well,
I asked about the spells.
she asked about the spells first. Do we
That's
have
no.
the order of the
spells?
question matter, Pebble.
Powerful
I mean,
offensive spells.
Wait, out of this discussion, do I think Anna has powerful offensive spells?
I mean, she has offensive spells, but you know,
The
powerful. I
definition
guess
of
is
powerful is very, it's up to
lady.
you.
yeah, it's pretty
Lady on the
subjective.
road, we just met you. Are you gonna side-eye my sister's spells?
I kind of give you a like.
I will say, I mean, everything is relative, right? Compared to a fish, for instance, my powers are limitless on the land. However, whilst in the sea, and then I keep going on, and
You give like a whole philosophical lesson.
so I'm like, who am I to say what is and isn't powerful? But I can say, we are beings, and we are.
That speech was powerful, Pebs.
So that's a no or a yes?
Well, we're out of questions now, aren't we?
Well, aren't you just the most clever trio around? Okay. Thank you for your time.
You said you would answer our question. What's up ahead?
Oh, just a bunch more trees.
Cool.
Oh.
Thanks.
It's a nice
Bye.
path.
Like,
Bye-bye.
different from these trees kind of trees? Hold on.
Yes, they are.
In like a way that we're gonna like?
Well, I would ask you more questions about what you like, but I'm out. Have a nice trip.
It's a shame. Thank you.
Bye.
So we walk away, and I'm like, what did you say about the trees?
Something about them. That they're different.
Ugh.
Yeah, you guys stop hearing them birds?
Yeah, there's no more bird sound. That's really creepy.
That's sounds like a mighty scared section of forest over here. Or Neil clicked something. I can't tell. Is
I'm
this
pretty sure he
immersive? Are we
did, but like,
immersed?
let's imagine it's completely silent. It's extremely creepy. Does it even make sound when I step on the ground?
Of course
Can
it does.
And a tree falling, but we're not listening. Neil, does it?
Mm-hmm. It makes noise. I promise.
Okay.
Can I create a minor illusion of us walking ahead of us, like creeping ahead of us, 30 feet ahead of us?
Yes, but it wouldn't make you invisible, right? It wouldn't hide you. Oh, I see. Sorry. So in front of you, you want to create the image of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you put minor illusion in chat so I can see what its area of effect is? I want to make sure you've got enough.
30 feet.
What's its range?
5 foot cube.
Oh, so just me then.
Okay. Just one Lazuli up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you choose Lazuli as the gem for the shoes?
I don't know, because
Lazuli
Are you
is a much
objectifying my
prettier gem than topaz, obviously.
I don't know why we
so
picked
sorry.
topaz. I don't know why we picked topaz. It was the gem of the moment.
Okay.
It was.
Right. So
It
you are
was
going to
last season's gem.
Yeah.
you're going to create the image of a Lazuli walking in front of the party.
Yeah.
She pronounces it Lazuli.
Lazuli, my apologies.
Okay.
Must be lower than that. Can't create light, sound, smell.
There's no sound. Yeah.
As in Steven Universe's Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what is everyone's passive perception?
I was just looking for that on here.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
thought.
14.
Oh, wow. That's
13.
actually very good. Okay.
I got
14,
13.
13. That's also very good.
I don't roll that, do I? Where am I? I'm lost on the sheet.
Under
Passive wisdom, 10.
10. Okay. So we're going to do...
Who's following us?
Okay. So you will notice very, very soon, maybe 10 minutes down the road, that there is a big old black bear that has creeped up behind you guys and is sort of following you from a safe distance, like looking at you. I guess I shouldn't say following, but it has it approached you from a distance of maybe 20, 30 feet down the trail, and it's looking at you over a slight rise. Yeah, black bear, not a brown bear.
Oh,
Does
okay.
it look
Like big raccoons, they're fine. Probably
Does it-
smell something delicious.
Does it look like the elven woman? Is there like a
No, it's a bear.
okay? I don't know, like same hairstyle, same eyes.
Same eyes.
Like anime hair, like
Yeah.
descended from.
Okay, cool. So no ties to the elven woman. Just
No,
making
it's,
sure.
it's just a bear. Yeah.
I mean, what is the young saying? You know, black bear. Don't
care.
Brown bear beware.
Yeah.
It's the worst rhyme
Yeah.
roll.
You definitely never mix them up. Like, and,
Oh,
we're dwarves, so like, what is our height relative to the black bear? Is this like a mount or is this like a puppy dog?
Mount, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And are we carrying food?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like
Bouldara's gonna just turn to face the bear and take some food out of our pack and toss it to the bear.
Oh, I remember just saying. I didn't
Oh.
actually Google it. I've been watching Alone, the TV show, and they talk about bears a lot, and I just remembered part of the saying. So the saying is definitely for a bear that is brown, it's lie down, because brown rhymes with down.
This is an actual show that you watched?
Yeah, I do. It's a survival show.
I thought you were making this up. This is great.
No.
You live in the middle of a city.
If the
babe.
bear
Are you
is
worried?
brown, lie down. Okay.
And if the bear is black, I think it's attack.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, Bouldara, make yourself really big with the crab shell and run at it.
Oh. Wait, but we don't know. Like, maybe it just smells like I smell like a delicious crab meal.
Well, don't hurt
And it's-
it.
But we don't need to really attack it, but I think it can get scared. I think
That's what I'm
brown
saying.
bear,
Hmm.
you lie down for the brown bear, and then you scare and attack the black bear. And if it's a polar bear, you're dead. There's nothing to do.
Bouldara's heart is too soft, and Bouldara
Polar
is too
bear.
inspired by our friendship with the crabs. So Bouldara is just gonna be like, "Oh, hey, you can't follow us. Here, have a snack." And obviously, in the back of her head, because she's not done any dog training, she doesn't quite associate that this is a reward for the bear and perhaps an incentive to keep following us. She's just gonna feed it and hope it goes away.
I really appreciate
Oh,
it how you point out
no.
all of the flaws in your own plans. It's very
Yeah,
rewarding.
I know.
I'm gonna like pat Bouldara on the shoulder and be like, okay, but if that doesn't work, can you please run at it like a giant scary crab to scare it away?
And do the crab thing.
Okay, sis, if the bear gets any scarier than it is right now, I'll make sure it leaves us alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. You throw
Okay.
some food at the bear. It will go over to the food and sort of nose it a moment and nose it the other way for a moment and then pick up the what did you throw? What's your I'm going leaving
it's
town
the
for a few days
rind
food.
of the cheese. Like, it's not, we ate all the good part of the cheese out of it, but it's still got some good chunks in the taste.
It'll nose it one way, nose it the other, and pick it up with its teeth and just like place it off the edge of the path and sort of nose it around a little bit. Kind of sniff at it, licks it a little bit, and makes a face and sits down next to the cheese.
Nice. Good job.
Well, we continue on, I suppose, right?
Yeah,
Mission accomplished.
yeah. You continue on. Maybe
Maybe the goddess of the forest is gonna give us some.
In the
Some
back
worse-
room, I'm a little concerned I littered because I didn't see the bear eat the cheese, but like, I'm gonna let that one go.
maybe a half hour later, someone's throwing a look over their shoulder, and there's a black bear again.
No.
It could be the same black bear, or it could be a different black bear. You're not really sure.
Does this one look like the elven woman? I'm just kidding. Oh no, he's back. I mean, maybe he won't attack us. Maybe we can just keep walking. Maybe we have a bear pet.
Maybe we
now.
can adopt it.
Yeah, just follow us. It's all good. Let's keep walking. See if it attacks.
Sis, can you ask this bear what they want?
If I do, I won't be able to do any magic for the rest of the trip.
That doesn't sound like a good
Oh,
idea.
no magic. Oh, I know, that's...
Mm-mm. No. We can just, have good vibes.
Well, we're going for days. How long until you get the first one back?
She needs to sit and rest for like a week.
Oh,
We need a week of chill.
I'm glad
Oh,
that the speak with crabs paid off as much as it did, because every spell slot is precious.
It's true, it's true. And I feel like Bouldara is kind of doing her own speak with Bear. Maybe she's trying to emulate her big sister here a little bit, because she is just like she's projecting empathy. She's anthropomorphizing the bear, and she's like, "Oh, it's a friend. It likes the cheese. You made a good cheese, sis. We got some more of the rind left, right? And I'm gonna toss the bear another leftover hunk of cheese rind, which is unfortunately my last."
The bear will go over and nose the cheese rind and
Should keep walking.
leave it alone. Just look at you with
no.
a flat face and sit down.
We should just keep walking.
Why isn't it eating the cheese? Bouldara, why isn't your bear eating the cheese?
Well, but the bear just ate some cheese, but I think he likes
Maybe
the cheese.
it's full.
Take your time with that second piece of cheese. You don't want to upset Tommy. I say to the bear, and I'm like, "Come on, sis." And we can keep going.
You get a little bit farther down the path. And this time, you see something different. You've got that illusion of Lazuli. Yeah?
Lazuli.
Lazuli. I'll get the vowel sounds. I
Like
swear.
Lazarus and the leeward side.
Lazuli.
Yeah.
Lazuli. Okay. You've got that image of Lazuli walking in front of you. And as you're trotting down the path, coming out of the woods from the side of the path is a half human, half wolf creature with a sword in one hand that leaps from the bushes as if to like murder Lazuli. But it just flickers right through the image and the image disappears.
Oh, the horror.
Hide before it sees us.
Can I reckless attack it?
Absolutely.
I thought it was you for a second too, Lazuli, but I didn't think for 2 seconds, only the one.
You're gonna reckless attack it. You're gonna hide. What's the other one gonna do?
I'm gonna attack it as well, seeing my big sister doing it. I'm strong.
I'm like, I said hide.
We thought you said with right.
Get it tied.
Okay.
Hallucinating syllables, sorry.
Yeah, the creature's a little bit, shocked that its plan did not work. And so I'm gonna need give me a stealth check there, Bouldara and Pebble, just to see if you were happen to be in a good spot where it might not have noticed you, and see if you have a round on it. I don't think so. Hmm.
11?
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely spotted both of you. I will need you to make me initiative rolls.
Ah!
High is good, Jen.
No, I'm screaming because I forgot to click the character token first.
Oh no! Oh wait, can I make? Oh.
As per the curse.
Yeah, that is the curse.
That wasn't valid, so I should click it.
But it is a good initiative roll, but it's still cursed. Next time.
Do I roll initiative too?
Yes, but you're hiding this round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it really not here? I thought I
can do things from hiding.
You can do things from hiding, but the first round is just going to be spent in the hide.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So our beloved creature is going to roll itself some initiative. And we've got you, and we've got you. And Bouldara rolled
9 the same, actually.
Yes. Excellent.
How do they have the least amount of HP?
What?
Who?
Me?
Did you add your HP from your level up?
That makes sense. 21 for you. Yeah. You have the lowest con of the party.
Okay. I thought a monk would be more
You roll a d8 plus your con mod plus your dwarf mod. And your sister does the same, and you're both d8s, but she's got one higher con. And so her base HP was a little bit higher, and you rolled the same on your second level.
Okay.
Bad luck.
Fair enough.
And I had good luck. Haha.
Mm-hmm.
For once in my life.
All right, so Pebble, you're the first one to go. What are you gonna do?
I will. I feel like, we've already been through so much with our first episodes. I feel the force, the key channel through me. And I know this is a crucial moment because we're carrying so much money. We cannot afford to lose it, so it's very serious. So I would like to go on the offensive and use flurry of blows. Yes. So I'm gonna start with a quarterstaff. You're muted. Are you?
Yes, sorry. Lucky for you, the largest range that Lazuli can cast her spell at is 30 feet, and your max movement is 30 feet, so you can close with the creature in a single round.
Because I'm level 2, I'm so fast.
Because you're level 2 and you're a fast dwarf.
Oh yeah, fast dwarf.
All right, so
that's my. Oops. Oh, I did an arm strike first. Oh well, good enough, right?
Yeah, you run all the way up to the creature, and you are you supposed to be using your quarterstaff?
I wanted to start with the quarterstaff and then follow it up with 3 bonus.
Yeah. Well, you hit it. Go ahead and roll your quarterstaff attack so you can use the quarterstaff damage, or I think it's just a D something. Yeah, roll that damage.
6.
Excellent. Your 6 damage seems to have very little effect on the creature. That is to say, it has absolutely no effect. Your quarterstaff smashes the creature in the face, and it like barely turns the head of the half wolf, half man, who then immediately snaps back to you with not a broken nose, not a hair out of place, not a drop of blood on its gums.
But I did already say I was gonna do the flurry of blows, so I should do the other unarmed attacks.
If that's what you want to do.
Remember that the lady asked us about silver weapons and magical spells.
Oh my god, you're so smart. But yeah, it's not working at all. And my fist won't be any better. So I guess I'll disengage. Except if, are you screaming that? I don't know about that. I didn't think about. No. I'm doing.
You're the smart one. You would have thought about that.
It sounds like Jen is panicking in the moment. Do you skip your whole turn to panic?
No, I'm gonna do the other hits like I said I would.
Do it then. Roll them.
That's what. So the first one was already a hit, right? The 16.
Yeah, that was this quarterstaff attack, but.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just make some unarmed strikes. Let's just fresh dice. Keep it going. Yeah, you smack it a second time and a third time. Those hits all land.
Yeah, it all lands. It's
and they
horrible.
do absolutely nothing whatsoever.
And then I go,
Lazuli, this is your round to hide, so go ahead and give me a stealth check to see what sort of cover you can get against this creature as you're diving into bushes, shrubs, behind trees. Unless you really want to change your action. You don't have to, I suppose. We did roll initiative. You're not tied to your action.
I think that this is really dangerous, and I'm seeing that my sisters have no way to fight it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery. I'm gonna say, "Your mom!"
That's a wisdom save?
Yeah. And my spell DC is... where is it? 13.
Ooh, it will just barely pass.
Dang it. And I'm out in the open hurling insults at it. But at least I'm 30 feet away.
Bouldara, you are 30 feet away from the creature. You can only move 20 feet in a round unless you dash, which takes your action.
Oh, that's my hit points. I was like, I got 30 something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Your little sister's so much faster than you all of a sudden. What are you gonna do?
So my sister, you're in melee range, Pebs. So I have to dash and I won't even be close.
If you dash, you will be adjacent to them.
Okay, so... And I haven't technically used my reckless attack yet because I haven't had an opportunity to attack.
That is
so
correct.
I'm not taking double. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna like dash in there and just immediately like interpose my body if I can do nothing else.
Okay.
And does that uses my bonus action as well, or that uses
No, it uses
just my
your
movement plus my
primary
attack?
action to dash. So you have a bonus action, but I don't know if you have any bonus action abilities.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I had my grapple, but that's only if I attack, right? If I hit a creature with an unarmed strike. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna interpose them and put my interpose myself between the wolf and Pebs and say, "Why are you attacking my sisters? Stop!"
The wolf will respond in the common tongue, and it will say, "I want every little bit of gold you have on you, or I'll rip you all to shreds." And as it says that, it will make attacks at you. With one with its bite and one with its claws. So it will bite at you, Bouldara. And it'll hit you for 5 points of damage. And it will also claw at you, which is a hit for 7 points of damage for a total of 12.
That's horrible.
And don't worry about this DC 12 Constitution saving throw. I'm going to roll that stuff in secret. You don't need to know whether or not you've been cursed. It wouldn't be fair for you to know if you were cursed with anything.
I'm so excited to be a wolf lady dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
My hair's gonna be fantastic.
And that leaves us with Pebble.
Oh wait, we don't get to talk more?
Oh, you can. Yeah, you got a quick shout back.
Yeah, I just when the wolf bites me, I'm like, we don't have silver to fight you. What makes you think we have gold?
Good one.
Wait, so...
Then
okay,
I'll take what I can get.
Now I figured my
From your
character
corpse.
understands this whole, like, silver attack thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only silver thing I have is, I guess, my actual silver money. Right?
Sure, if you got
There's
silver
nothing-
coins, that's silver.
Yeah, I do. But, like, I don't have any other weapon. No. Cobbler's tools. There's that too, actually.
Yep.
Are they silver?
No.
Okay. So my silver coin, this is the only silver I own. So what I want to do is I want to grab 2 silver coins in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to punch the werewolf with silver coins.
You want to, like, put the coin and, like,
Yeah.
palm punch?
Yeah, like my karate thing, but like holding the coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to insist that you make this attack at disadvantage, because this is an awkward way of punching a creature.
I'm gonna try. We need to get rid of this guy. Maybe if he sees we got a little bit of silver action, he's gonna back out.
Let's see what you got here.
Oh god.
Disadvantage,
disaster.
unarmed attack.
And I did such good rolls earlier.
Oh, bummer. The 6 is
well,
definitely
my
a
bonus
miss.
action. So I'm gonna do it again.
All right, that's your last key point, and you
No,
will.
that's not a key point. For the key point, I get
I see.
2 more, but I'm
Got
just
it.
doing a regular one. So
All right. 9 and 6 are your attacks. Your and they both miss. Whoosh whoosh. Lazuli.
I said, you suck. I cast Vicious Mockery again.
I believe it's this thing. Nope, that's the wrong button. It will make a saving throw and fail and take 2 points of viciously mocked damage.
And it also gets disadvantage on its next attack.
Excellent. Bouldara.
Well,
This thing
that'll
is
cancel
mean.
out nicely with my advantage that it would get because I'm gonna recklessly attack it.
All right.
Is there any potential way that upon noticing what my genius sister Pebs is trying to do here with the coins, that I could take one of these perhaps fallen, perhaps palmed off to me coins and shove it in his eye?
If your sister
He's
had
latched onto my shoulder.
he bit and let go. Yeah, we can bite again.
Okay, well, if I
um,
attack, grapple, and then shove it in his eye.
So your sister used all of her actions to fight the creature. She didn't give you any silver. You don't have any silver. If you grapple the creature this round and like begin, I think you can grapple it one round and then make another check to restrain it the following round, then it's sort of at your mercy. So you could attack it, begin to grapple it, but you don't have any silver in your hands right now.
Okay, but that sounds good then. I think I'll do the Tavern Brawler instead then, and attack, and then...
okay, and you're going to use the reckless attack or the...
Just the regular kind of attack.
The regular,
Do we
okay.
have an advantage from, like, the flank or being 2 to surround him?
You can surround it with advantage if you were to pivot and flank, yes. There's 2 of you, there's 1 of it. You could get on either side. Very reasonable. So go ahead and make...
attack with advantage here?
Yes, it does.
Oh, hell yes, Jen.
We need all the help we can get.
You will
I'll go with
hit.
the first one.
Yep, you will absolutely hit. You will do 0 damage with your unarmed strike. And with Tavern Brawler as a bonus action, you can grapple it. Is that the dealio?
Athletics.
Yeah.
Contested by strength or dex.
All right. Give me your athletics check. That's very good. Contested by it's 6. So yeah, you crash the werewolf across the face or the chest or something because it's much taller than you, and then swing around behind it and grab hold of its arms. You have it grappled but not restrained. When it is grappled, and I know we're out of time, so we're gonna have to probably cut short in the middle of this battle here. But when it is grappled, its speed becomes 0. So it can't move essentially. It's stuck, and the 2 of you are holding on to each other.
I got it right by the dog nape.
I need to attack it.
Okay, we're gonna have it take its turn here. It has disadvantage on its bite against you now. It's a 9 as a miss, and it will claw at you with a 17. So it tries to bite at you, but then with your arms on it, it just like breaks you for another 6 points, Bouldara.
Like this.
Did they get me?
Just
so
like that.
damage.
It's a vicious wolf.
No!
All right, Pebble, it's your turn.
Oh, it's horrible.
The werewolf is grappled. You are surrounding it. You have advantage on your attack.
Yeah. I want to do the silver. I want to put the silver in its freaking mouth.
Whoa.
Oh, squeeze it shut.
That's what you get for trying to bite us.
That's
All
how
right,
you
so
give a
this
dog a pill.
This is not just a regular attack. This is putting silver in its mouth, right? So I would give you disadvantage on this, which is canceling out with the advantage of all the other stuff for a regular unarmed strike.
Can I still do my bonus action and do attacks after?
Yes.
One attack? Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 targeted strike, which...
And let me understand quickly. Are you placing the coin inside of its mouth, or are you... I don't understand the mechanic at play.
Shoving the coin.
So like you want to put your fist like down its throat and drop the coin in its throat, or where's the coin going?
Coin... okay, all right. So I'm gonna all in on this idea because I think it's fun. So I'm gonna. It's probably not a good idea, but we're still going for it. It just tried to bite, right? So
Just tried to bite.
I have silver in both my hands, and I want to go like clap and push the silver in, and then with the second hand I want to plop its little mouth. Yeah.
Coin in the mouth. Second hand is gonna grapple the face.
Yeah. Grapple face. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's
Give me
very
an attack.
specific. This is gonna go great.
You got it. 23 is great. You absolutely get the coin in its gnashing, snapping mouth. And Bouldara's already like sort of grappling the creature. So I think with the 2 of you working in tandem, you can bonus action grapple its nose if you can make an athletics check that it gets to contest.
Athletics?
It has to be athletics.
It's terrible.
Contested by its strength. So you do grab hold of its snout, but it just like, and its mouth opens as you're holding on to it, and the saliva begins to drip down, and its tongue like rolls the coin out, and it drops to the ground. Leaving us with Lazuli, and this will be the last round, and then we'll catch you guys next time.
Just hear me yelling, "Go for the nipples!"
Lazuli.
I will. I'm gonna try to help with this coin insertion plan by I'm trying to use prestidigitation and I'm not used to it, so I'm trying to think of like a harmless sensory effect. You can instantly chill, warm, or flavor. Make a color, illusory image. So I'm gonna just try to make like sparks flash in front of its eyes to try to make it like in surprise and open its mouth to give them advantage on the next try.
All right. I like it. Let's give me a spell attack to see if you can't get the prestidigitation in the right spot. So that's going to be a d20 plus 5 for you. Yeah. See if you can't sparks in the right space.
Oops,
That'll do
I
it.
did do 20. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a modified 20. You will get the sparks in front of the face, giving it a momentary distraction, long enough for Bouldara. It's your turn. You are grappling the creature, but it dropped a coin onto the ground in front of you. Now, you could do something with this coin, but that means you got to let go of the grapple. Or you could move your grapple to a restrain, which sort of gives everyone advantage against the creature. It's like, pinning it properly. Or whatever else you can think of.
Yeah, so I would definitely want to move my grapple into a restrain. And is that my whole action, or is there room for like a persuasion here, or a...
Ooh, well, what sort of persuasion are we talking? Like, just you're gonna talk to it, or tell me more.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is some silly shit. Do we need to do this, or can we work it out another way? Or you want to eat this coin like a pill and a pepperoni?
Give me an intimidation check.
We'll make you eat the coin. Eat the coin. You want the coin, you eat the coin. Silver coin.
I'm saying it like Batman in their ear.
Silver coin.
And also give me an athletics to see if you can move the grapple to a restraint. Oh, that's very good. That definitely beats its athletics check. And it's wisdom to see if it's intimidated by this. I'm going to give it advantage on this wisdom check against your intimidation because it's immune to non-silvered things. Yeah, so it's going to pass the intimidation and it'll bark back at you. You cannot hurt me. There's no way I can lose.
Oh, we can't, but we're blessed by the devil.
But it is indeed restrained.
I mean, and I can chip at it psychically forever, so if you can keep it restrained, I can just say mean things to it for a really long time.
Ask him if his mom was the dog or the person.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
I don't even have to cast my vicious mockery. I just have to point at Bouldara.
It will try to break out of this restrain. So give me your opposed athletics, Bouldara, as it tries to break this into just a grapple. Nope. Nope.
Yes. Let's
Nope,
go.
In my chat, Asteniel asked, can coins be given as a suppository?
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
Listen, there's
Wow.
enough of a sentience element to this wolf that I'm not prepared to find out, okay? I'm not
fair,
even comfortable doing
that's
this with
fair.
my house cat.
That's
No. Eating the coin was a good way to go.
That said, I'm a bit of a scientist, so we could find...
Right, well, we're
Okay.
going to end our session here.
Oh, this is horrible. This is a horrible way to end.
Lazuli, you never mentioned whether you got closer or further away from the creature. Are you still 30 feet, or did you move a little bit closer?
for prestidigitation, I would have had to be within 10 feet.
Okay, so you would have moved 20 feet closer.
Yeah.
which is your max movement. Now you're within 10 feet, so our battlefield is something like this, except in a forest. Excellent. And this is where we will end this session. And we will have to come back in a future time to resolve the drama on the way to ignition.
If we live.
Yeah, well, I hope you live. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I was hoping, like, hope we don't die like, one of those shows with zombies and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna make this werewolf my boyfriend. Forget Bethany.
Then Bethany will be sorry.
She's so jealous.
All right then. Does anyone have anything they would like to plug or say before we go?
I'm getting married on Saturday.
Hey!
Thanks, guys.
That's all I wanted to plug.
Congrats.
Thanks,
Congratulations. Okay. Well,
I guess the thing that I would plug, since we're in a D&D context, is the Acquisitions Incorporated, the Series 2 Kickstarter.
Woo!
Only has a couple more days, 5 more days to be precise. And there's some cool stretch goals there and stuff. So if you want to get in on that, just Google Acquisitions Incorporated Kickstarter and you will find it.
And that would be a whole nother season of you guys?
Well, we already do the live games at PAX, but this is going to be, originally Acquisitions Incorporated was like a live play podcast format, basically. So the Series 2 is going to be a return to that, where we'll go film in studio. It's DM'd by Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. We've been calling them Jarris Crockins, so I can't really say either one of their names correctly anymore. And it'll be Jerry Holkins and Mike of Penny Arcade, as well as that bronze girl and myself, and then like a bunch of other people that will be activated if the Kickstarter goes well enough.
wow.
So
Nice.
Yeah. Also, there was a massive time skip, and in the last game from PAX East, if you want to go back and watch it, was a doozy. There was a big ol' DM kerfuffle and a time skip, and Evelyn is a new paladin in a way. I won't spoil, but go watch.
All right. Well, that's it. We'll catch you next time on City Dwarves. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.